I swear to God, it ain't it, man. It's not it. And how's it going, everybody? Man, it's tomorrow here, and this is a talking point that we need to shut down within our fucking space. And we need to stop niggas from being dismissive within our fucking space when they're talking about this very simplistic subject. Because this shit happens way too fucking much. Y'all need to understand that. Listen, The argument is never about what women you get within the environment. That's never been the argument. If you got the women that you want, then why the fuck are you in a manosphere where motherfuckers who get the women that they want still end up with the consequences by dealing with the same fucking women? And cut to the chase, you can't keep saying this stupid shit about, oh, I don't give a fuck about that. What the fuck are you talking about? Platinum Elite, what the fuck you think Platinum Elite job is on the panel? He's there to speak for bitches and the bitches' freedom to choose whatever they want to in the environment. ARC needs feminism to sell his fucking book. Obsidian also needs feminism to do the shit that he's fucking doing. So you can't say you come to a space where all these dudes, regardless of what their choice is in the environment, being chose by women, which is some bitch ass nigga shit in the first place. Being around disloyal fucking women, and because you got chose by one or chose by multiple, that somehow your problem is over, irrespective of everybody else in society. That's some bitch ass nigga shit, man. Yes, you are in a space where they talk about a specific thing. So you just can't dismiss the fact of everybody's argument, even though you're within the space talking about a very specific thing. And by the fact that, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Nigga, you have to talk about it. You're in a space where the whole space is based on talking about this fucking issue, topic, and subject. You know what that is? That's code for game nigga speak. I don't want to deal with your issues. Like, dude, ARC has said multiple fucking times that he don't give a fuck about other men within this environment when they have issues with women. Period. And that's what game niggas do. Game niggas have already got theirs. They don't give a fuck about nobody else. And that's the issue and the point here, man. And they act like by not making a statement in the actual space that's actually formed around everybody having the same issue and topic with the same thing. If you think there was no problem with women, why the fuck you think it took till 57 before ARC got married? If you really think there ain't no problem with the women in the fucking environment, why the fuck do you think Platinum Elite is not married? If you think there's no problem within the fucking environment, why the fuck do you think Obsidian is in the position that he's in? So you can't sit here and say that since you were quote unquote sexually chosen that you're not going through the same shit within the same environment. Bullshit. The fact that you don't have an opinion means that you don't need to be here in no capacity. It should disqualify your ass from being around here. So when you say, oh, I ain't got no opinion, nigga, fuck you. If you work at the police department, you better have an opinion on crime, because that's what your ass is supposed to be fighting. If your ass is in the military, you better have an opinion on the fucking Taliban. Because that's what your ass is here fighting. You can't be around the fucking space. And the whole premise of the space you just categorically reject because you got the women that you want. You're a game nigga. Like, that's what this shit is. The reason why he can't speak on it, because he would sound exactly like a game nigga right after that. That's what it is, Goshen. That's exactly what the fuck it is. Black men like this should not be fucking trusted. It's very clear. People have a problem with these motherfuckers no matter how you got chose. And it doesn't make you less of a fucking man to acknowledge that within the environment that the actual environment is based upon. That doesn't make you less of a man. It actually makes you less of a man when you start dismissing the shit out front in total because you got a bitch. Most of these motherfuckers who claim they got bitches are on child support. Platinum Elite being one of them. And have he learned his lesson? Fuck no. He's still running up behind these hoes like he's running them. So y'all got to understand, when black men are dismissing your actual points in total, in whole, without having an opinion on shit, then what the fuck are you doing here? What up, man, to you? Yes. They're just celebrating the fucking table scraps, man. They don't really give a fuck about the issues around here. And you know what it is? Whenever niggas talk about SYSBM and getting the fuck out of here, they always insert that fucking kidney shot of saying, well, I get the women where I want in the fucking environment. Yeah, you just said women, plural. Which means these motherfuckers are not on your fucking side, just like they are not on our side. So when you kind of take the I got mines, fuck you, that type of conversation is really relegated to niggas who ain't got no game or niggas who don't get no ass. That's crazy. And when you dismiss the shit without answering basic fucking questions, that's what the shit looks like. Keep in mind, I'm not a game nigga. I got my shit together. And I'm not letting these hoe ass niggas off the hook for anything. I'm not saying he's one, but I'm just saying this is what the shit looks like. It doesn't matter. You're dealing with a disloyal, dishonest group of fucking people. That's what the issue is here within the society. And just because you can still get laid within the environment, it doesn't change the overall problems of what's happening within the same environment. What's going on, Mike B? So you have people who deliberately come to a space like this one and claim that he has no problem. They're full of shit. They're in a space where the people are having the same problems, but somehow they dismiss the premise of why they're here while they're talking here. Like, dude, this don't make any sense, man. It don't make you less of a man to acknowledge that there's a fucking problem out here. It just doesn't. And once you be honest with the simple fact that there is a fucking problem, despite how much pussy you get within the fucking environment, that you deliberately restrict yourself to a dishonest group of women, and because you kind of quote unquote got yours, that you ain't got them type of problems. Dude, the whole simple fact of most of these people in the same space who go through the same shit are still having the same problems. And this is the bitch ass nigga shit we need to get rid of in black men. Because sitting around the same environment, and because you got sexually fed and other niggas haven't, that you just get to forget about the entire space of where you are, man, that's crazy, man. Yeah, you here, you better have an opinion on some shit. And if you want to dismiss it, then I'm just gonna say, oh, okay, another game nigga. He just don't want to say he don't give a fuck about black men, but he want to do everything that other niggas who don't give a fuck about black men do. While on the panel with the same dating coach and relationship hucksters and stupid niggas who still falling up behind these bitches do. And keep his mouth totally closed about all that shit. Listen, man, these problems don't go away because you got laid within the environment, man. Because if you look at those dudes who claim they got shit under control, they go through the exact same shit that they came niggas ain't got no game are going through. The same. And it's not hard. It's really not that fucking hard. Just assume that they're a game nigga. Because you want to know one thing about game niggas? They're dishonest as fuck. They act like bitches, and they never are fucking honest about what the fuck they talking about. There's nothing wrong with saying, look, man, these problems are happening within the environment, and that's cool. That's what I mean by niggas coming to the Manosphere, building up their fucking numbers, and getting the fuck out of here. They want to come to the space, disregard what the space is about, build their fucking numbers, and get out of here. But when it still come to the same space, when niggas are talking about a specific fucking problem, drunken cat, I am attacking their identity. I'm saying that they wasted their fucking life. I am. I'm humiliating the fuck out of them and the women that gave them that fucking identity. I want them niggas to hear it all the way to the fucking grave that you got played like a sucker. Like a world-class fucking sucker. Thinking they running shit around here. Because they got sexually chosen. Like, no, nigga, You got checked sexually chosen because you keep your mouth closed to bullshit that happens around you, and you don't care. That's that black male sociopath shit that Mike V is talking about. That whole I don't understand what the fuck is going on around me shit, but as long as I got mine, it don't fucking make no difference. And here's the great thing about black pussy within the environment. As long as you behave how black pussy wants you to behave, as long as you present the image that black pussy wants you to exhibit, you get it. You get it. That's the thing. Black pussy has never been harder to get. But Archer, this ain't the 1990s. We now know them niggas are full of shit, and they always have been. So you have to recognize this shit when you see it. Why is it that he don't want to talk about it? But he's in a space where the shit happens over and over again. How many motherfuckers are divorced within this space who claim that they had game, who claim that they got the women that they fucking wanted, but they got their ass taken to the cleaners any fucking way? He's a cool dude, but when you take the deliberate stance of not taking an actual basic fucking premise on things that are fucking factual, hey man, that shit's fraudulent, bro. Platinum, I'm not bringing your ass up here. The way you talk and the way you speak is relegated to your channel. I don't even want to hear this shit. My space is no longer a space for game niggas. You go over there and do your game nigga shit on your channel. I will talk to you on panels. You're not gonna get up here and fucking spread this fucking whole culture shit. I ain't with it. So that's what's happening within the environment. And this is why they want to go everywhere. Yeah, man, when you finish building your fucking brand off me, man, you can go over there and take all them stank ass black bitches that you see in this fucking space who claim to be decent, fire up a live stream, and you can have all them hoes over there. I don't know why you doing over here. I don't fuck with them bitches. I don't fuck with the lifestyle that you fucking lead. I don't think these hoes ain't shit. And I think that men should go elsewhere. Because here's the thing. If men go elsewhere and they pick better options, it make the options of these niggas that they have here within this environment less valuable. This is why they go on the offense kind of against men. Because at the end of the day, they are happy as fuck to be chosen by these bitches. They don't give a fuck about what's going on in this environment. They don't give a fuck about moving this thing forward. They give a fuck about going just as far enough to get access to a bitch, and boom, they off the fucking reservation. Doing all this high capping and whole shit. That's all it is, man. And the problem is that we've been surrounded by this shit for far too long in black American society. But we let niggas come around who claim that they are for black men and black male achievement and all this shit, and it turns around, they're just another game nigga. Turn around, they're just another person who's willing to be compromised by pussy or by the fact that they do get ass within this environment. Yada, yada, yada. Pixie does. None of this shit affects me. I don't care. That's what I'm saying, dude. Is that we got to burn this fucking image to the ground. Because this nigga come in like 32 fucking flavors. And one of these flavors is dismissing the male argument within the male environment to where you're at. But that's the problem. Game niggas don't give a fuck. But see, Archer, that's a very old talking point. It's a very old talking point that has no basic in fact behind it. They just think that all problems are solved by pussy. That's the fucking problem. I don't give a fuck, man. At the end of the day, these niggas need to be called the fuck out. So that way you can see this bullshit coming a mile of fucking way, man. You're never going to fucking get there if you don't acknowledge these problems outright. Nobody is winning within this environment regardless of how much sex they get. It's very clear. And this is the shit that niggas say. I don't give a fuck how cool you are. It doesn't matter. When you dismiss the premise of the space that you currently are fucking in, we gotta look at this shit with a goddamn side eye, partner. That's it. So when you say that you don't have these problems, but you ain't pointing out the bullshit that the niggas who are having problems in this space are actually doing, that's a problem, man. And all these game niggas come in the same shade. One, the game niggas don't give a fuck about what other men go through in the same fucking environment. The second thing they do is act like all problems can be solved by pussy or access to pussy. When I just said black vagina is not hard to get. It really isn't. It's probably one of the most easiest things to get as long as you meet the fucking circumstances. Actually, I think that black vagina is the most equal opportunity thing you can obtain within the actual environment of black America. You see, Archer, that's the I got mines, fuck you mentality. Now, they won't come out and specifically say it. They'll just do the I got mine, fuck you dance. While you see the I got mine, fuck you dance happening in front of you, you are not supposed to notice that the motherfucker is saying, I got mine, fuck you. You're not supposed to notice that. While they're actually doing it in front of your fucking face. I mean, it's too easy to have that as a victory. It's too easy to say, well, I got sexual access, therefore I don't have these problems like everybody else. I think that's fucking crazy. I think that everybody has the same problems within the environment. It's just that some people think that since they're quote unquote sexually chosen, that this shit don't apply to them. I'm like, dude, this ain't the motherfucking 1990s and the early 2000s. Both of these things can be true at the same fucking time. And then the same people make these ubiquitous claims about how they give a fuck about black people, but they don't want to change any of the shit happening in the environment that actually affects these same black people. Because they're actually telling you something very clear. When you hear a statement like that being made, what you have to realize is they're telling you the price to which they sold out for. When they tell you the price to which they've sold out for, which is sexual access, that's what it always is. It's always sexual access that has gave them the right and the ability to ignore all of the problems in the society, in the environment. Within the same environment where you have dating coaches, where you have relationship hucksters, where you have fake ass game niggas of advanced fucking age, but somehow, just because you got pussy, yada yada yada, pixie dust, you don't see any of these problems happening in society. And that's the problem with niggas who claim they get the pussy that they want within the environment, but they always take shots at SYSBM for leaving these hoes alone. Because what SYSBM does, it put the choice in the man's hand. I can get what the fuck you get. I'll just go somewhere else to get it. But to them, that's a shot at their masculinity because you're not competing with the same level of bitch that they're validated by in the same environment. So that's how they throw that little sneak diss in there. at motherfuckers who don't fuck with the same shit they fuck with. And I'm gonna tell you, that's how you're always supposed to look at that. Because see, people don't understand the actual phrases that are being said under the fucking words that people are actually using. And this is how you have people around here who you think are cool, but underneath, the motherfuckers are just another game nigga. Your problems don't end when you get access to pussy within this environment. Only a nigga who's flat out insane would fucking think that. And to think that, oh, I'm just not going to address any of the issues that women have with other men within the environment because I got some pussy and I'm sexually chosen, so that shit doesn't apply to me. That's crazy. You got dudes within the same space selling you back to the same women with new fucking things to deal with women with. In the same environment where you claim that you ain't got no opinion on. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. Hey, man, this shit is too easy to fucking not get. And this is why these things don't work on me. You want to know why? I am a dude who got his shit together, and yes, I see the same shit that everybody else see who claim that don't get pussy. That's what I'm here to do. To tell you that you're not crazy and you're not insane. I see the same shit that you do. The only thing that's different about me is I'm willing to fucking tell you, and I'm willing to not lie to you about the same shit within the same fucking environment. That's why the dudes who don't have any opinion, nor the game niggas want you to leave. They want to hold this broken black carcass above your fucking head as the standard of masculinity. That's what they want to do. And they try to do all these things by making it seem like they don't have any opinion on a place where things are clearly happening within the same environment, even to them. It don't make you less of a man to acknowledge that there are problems within the environment. It actually makes you less of a man when you don't acknowledge the problems and claim that you are beyond the actual issues that happen within the same environment. Nobody, it's never an argument on the table about how much black pussy one person gets or not. What everybody is talking about within the same actual environment is simply the quality, overall long-term quality of the things in the environment that you have access to. Not whether or not you have access to it. So we got to be a little bit more honest about what we're talking about here within the society and environment. It's not the simple fact that we disagree. It's the why we disagree. And the premise behind what you think the disagreement is about. What it is there's too many shades of gray within the fucking environment. And these are purposeful shades of gray that hides the bitch's irresponsibility within the actual environment. So what it is that dudes who think they're sexually chose, they get the grandstand over people who they think are not sexually chose, when they're both going through the same motherfucking issue. That's the problem. And when you don't have any cohesion around very basic and simple things that happen within the environment, this is how all this bullshit can go on within the same fucking environment. But somehow, since other people are laid and other people are getting not, they get to castigate that as something else. There's a reason why he doesn't have an opinion on that. There's a reason why he could just dismiss it. It's no different than ARC dismissing it. It's no different than Platinum Elite dismissing it. Because they're all essentially are saying the same fucking thing. They're only saying it in a different format. So it's not the fact of whether or not you get sex within the environment. It's the fact that these motherfuckers can get up and go somewhere else for relatively no consequences. That's the problem within the environment. And because you haven't witnessed this shit yet or as often as the next man, that doesn't fucking absolve you of the potential consequences within the same environment. It just doesn't. And you have to stop acting like being beyond this shit is just the way this shit works. It doesn't. within the same place where we got all these fucking dating coaches. Okay, so how can you have dating coaches within an environment that works properly? If you go to other societies and cultures, they don't have huckster class niggas trying to give niggas hope about running back to the same fucking ran through with different information that's said in the exact fucking same public to which we're all listening. There's nothing wrong with being honest about your intentions within the fucking environment. They just want to be a part of the manosphere without talking about the manosphere shit, build their audience, and then they off to somewhere else. Dude, none of this shit is hard to see, but somehow they think that by not having an opinion, that we can't put the shit together through circumstantial evidence. You know, that's the whole basis of circumstantial evidence in a courtroom. You don't have to be directly involved with the shit that's happening with an environment. The only thing you got to do is put the pieces together. You don't have to come out and say the shit. We can put the circumstantial evidence ahead. And every time you hear a nigga say, well, I ain't got no opinion on that, and you in the fucking manosphere, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Nigga, you got an opinion. It's just not one that's popular, and you don't want to sound like a fucking clown in front of everybody else. Because I've never heard a man who say, or who has dismissed man's argument within the environment who turned out to be a straight up dude. Did we not see this shit with the matriarchal psychosis, motherfucker? Did we not see this shit with Obsidian? Did we not see this shit when the game niggas came in here with Manosphere 2.0? Picking up a concept that they didn't start to try to monetize the shit. They act like we can't see the history of what the past is within the same environment here. Because see, here's the thing. Like I made a video responding to Young Man Channel along the same lines of saying that we're not hating on dating coaches. We're just accurately pointing out the bullshit that they're doing within the same environment. Nobody needs a dating coach. People need access to better fucking quality in the environment. The game dudes are here to destroy black men. That's the thing, man. The game dudes are Trojan horses. They are mouthpieces for the fucking gynocracy. They don't care. They just want you to deal with these bitches and shut your fucking mouth. Think about it. If everybody took the same road, the same exact road, right? If everybody took the same road within this environment that supposedly works so well, and you compared it across other cultures, do you think it would be okay for a person to claim that they're good at women if they got married at 57? Do you think that they would have 50-year-old motherfuckers who don't have sole custody of their kid or create an intact family household? Do you think these type of people would be running the actual conversation of what it takes to get sexual access? That's all I'm saying is that don't come to a space based on a specific problem and then turn around acting as if there is no problem at all. That's crazy. And you have to see cross-culturally whether this shit works everywhere. This is why you look at other cultures. Look at other cultures. Do they have dating coaches? No. They probably have matchmakers like when I was in Europe, they did have matchmakers, but it was not the norm. Why? Prostitution was fucking legalized. And these women just couldn't go rock ass fucking wild. I mean, they could, but the men could actually not fuck with the women and still get their needs met within the same environment. So we got to stop black men from actually dismissing the actual needs of black men in a black male space. Because it's fine if you don't want to fucking be here, but don't bring your motherfucking ass up here trying to dismiss the shit that's going on within the same society and environment that you claim ain't happening. If that's simply how cheaply you can be bought off by having some ass within an environment that don't work, then nigga, you willing to sell your soul to keep your position in place within the environment. It's very clear. And here's the thing. I really ain't got that much of a problem if that is your stance. But do not sit here and act like that's not what you're doing while you're actually doing it. It's really not that hard. Like listen, I can point all this shit out and I can still deal with women within this environment when it comes to business. You see, that's the great thing about being black pill. I can make sure that I'm saying the truth of everything around me while engaging in the same environment. And if most black men operated like me, there wouldn't be no problem with these fucking women. They'll just be regarded as sexual throw pillows. That's it. They'll just be reduced to their sexual function. And that's it. But most of these guys actually need for a certain group of men to be oblivious to what's going on within the environment. So that way their system works. And that's kind of what the issue is here. They need, like listen, if men universally across the board did pump and dump, then guess what? The women in the environment would not have any value. Therefore, not even pump and dump would work. But male cohesion put women in line. Women cohesion with a smattering of male cooperation don't hold women in line. It's very clear. This is the test market. And I'm not going to side with them, and I'm not going to hide their fucking secrets. I'm not going to do that. You don't have to hide their fucking secrets, man. Two things can be true at the same fucking time, man. Now, you have to remember, this is the game that these niggas was running on us for a while. And it's a very old game of dismissing actual things that are happening within the environment just so long as you getting yours within the same environment. It's a very old game. And that's why I'm here, as a person who has his shit together, to let you know that these dudes are full of shit. They all the same nigga. They're all the same person. They just come at it in different ways. There's no different than what Cut to the Chase says than what Obsidian is now doing. There's no different than what Cut to the Chase said between what Platinum Elite is actually talking about. There's no daylight between what the Cut to the Chase said by dismissing it while ARC is here, while Ron Wells is here, while all these dating coaches are here. They're all selling the same fucking product. They're all the same nigga. They're just a spectrum of niggerhood that you don't see, but I clearly fucking see. And it's broad fucking daylight and they do this shit. But see, they've been getting away with it for so long that they unconsciously do it right in front of you as you explain to them what they are doing. And then you have people who come to their defense. Oh, he's a cool nigga. No, he's not a cool nigga on this. Fuck that. No, we're talking about this. He heard the topic of conversation. He didn't want to be a part of it. Why? By him actually admitting fault within the environment, it would take a shot at his masculinity. And that's the problem. I'm telling you right now, the moment you see these people as clearly what they are, you'll never have any problem with them. And none of this shit is really that hard to see. But they expect for so many men within this environment to be compromised at the thought of being sexually chosen that they'll become one of their ranks in lying about the actual shit that's happening within the same environment. Like I said, he could be the greatest businessman on the fucking planet, but on this specific fucking subject, he has to go into it more about why he don't want to talk about it. That's why they're all here. They're to destroy masculinity in the way that it fucking works. So that way, this bullshit could go on for another fucking generation. That's actually why they're here. All right, cut to the chase. What does that mean, the last part of your statement, but you get on camera and do it? What's the difference between you getting on camera and me not getting on camera? How does that make any difference between what we're doing in this actual space? Nobody else say anything in the chat. We're going to allow him to clear up what he's actually saying. Listen, most of the books you've ever read in your life, you have never met the author and you've never seen him speak. That doesn't mean that the shit that they talk about within the book is no less true. So, you see, cut to the chase, a typical game nigga would say the end part of your actual statement. Actually, Mr. Matriarchal Psychosis said the same shit. The same exact shit, and look at what he turned out to be later on. What does that have to do with the truth of what you're actually saying? You saying that your ideas are more valid because you do it on camera? You think that gives you more validity in talking about the same thing that we see within the environment because you do it on camera? I don't know, because this camera thing seems to be the hang up here. Now, you categorically dismiss talking about the subject on actual Bernard Riley stream. So to actually come here and say that you now talk about the same shit that you denied talking about on Bernard Riley stream is fucking insane, dude. No. We're not gonna call names. We're gonna have him explain himself. He thinks he's more valid about the issue because he says it on camera. That's what I want to address. Like, cut to the chase. That ain't the issue. You clearly heard the conversation that was happening on Bernard Riley stream, and you just flat out said that you didn't give a fuck about it because you got the women that you wanted within the environment. That's what this whole conversation is about. It isn't about anything else other than that. I didn't know that you had 400,000 video views on actually the same topic. I didn't know that. I mean, but you did the same thing on Prophet of Thought series, showing the same thing. You did not have to talk about the same issue to which this whole space and sphere is based on. Hey, when I went on there for my interview, look at all the bullshit that happened there. I still had to have an opinion on everything that was happening on the stream that I was on. I couldn't just categorically deny all the shit that was on there. So I got a question for you. Cut to the chase. Did these actual issues stop after you had your full or after you had your 100,000 click view video? Did these issues stop? Did they stop within the environment after you made your video? So why talk? So why come to a Manosphere and a Manosphere show? All right, man. I think you don't get what you're saying into what you're actually saying. You're still dismissing the fact of what's going on within this environment. You know, as soon as Silent and Obsidian, and especially Platinum Elite, and especially Alan Roger Curry get on the same fucking panel, you know what the fuck's gonna happen. Every time all those individuals got together, me included, because I'm not bitch first, I'm not bitch focused, and I don't ignore the shit that bitches do within the environment. I just see leaving their ass alone is the greatest fucking ticket to actually regaining your actual stronghold and foothold within the environment. That's all I'm saying. And, hey, it's feels like hope. I'm cool with that. Hey, cut to the chase. Look, man, as soon as Platinum Elite came up there, you should have set the fucking tone about what the fuck you didn't want to talk about. And then you should have left. That's how you handled it. Because when I was opening out around the show, and what was it? David Monroe didn't want to answer no fucking questions, but they expect me to be part of a political conversation. You know what I did? I fucking bounced. And it was still my fucking show. Apparently it was my interview, and the motherfucker still came up there with that bullshit. I left. You have to understand, man. There are forces within this space that talk about certain shit. You don't have to talk about women while you're in the manosphere, but you definitely should not be saying crazy shit like, I get the women that I want, therefore I'm not going to talk about the same shit within a manosphere. Like, you can't show up to AA saying that you ain't got a drinking problem. The motherfucker gonna look at like, why the fuck are you here? If you get the women that you want, why are you in a manosphere? saying, man, but you have to give a fuck about that. Because you got some clown ass nigga who is not a high value man trying to give hoes advice on how to net them a productive guy. You have to give a fuck about that. Because Platinum Elite nor Obsidian is a high value man. I don't understand why the fuck they're even talking about that shit. Because here's the thing about the high value man conversation that nobody wants to talk about. Being a high value man takes a lot of fucking input, a lot of fucking time, a lot of fucking reading, and a lot of fucking everything. Being a high value man isn't just about access to fucking women, but that's what it's been reduced to by those two people within the same environment. Like Friday, I'm gonna go into a whole show about how this high value man argument, how both sides of this relationship industry are actually playing the fuck out of black men in specific, and most black men within this space in general. Because high value man equal high value target. And high value target is based on the shit a hoe can get out of you. It ain't based on the shit you produce and provide for yourself or your actual benefit to society. So you got dudes who are not high value anything trying to make it look like they are high value this and high value that. They have no fucking need to be talking about an issue, a topic, or subject like that. It's kind of like, at the height of the mafia wars, it didn't matter how much money was being made. The simple fact that you couldn't live to spend the money didn't mean shit, really. So that's all it is, man. Like, cut to the chase. I like you, man, but you can't be saying shit, dismissive shit like that in a space. And there's a whole lot of conversation that come behind that. And the fact that you say it on the camera, it don't fucking matter. That's not what I said. I'm saying in that specific instance, you did. It doesn't matter what the content was on your channel. I'm never saying that you did or you didn't. I'm saying in that specific instance during that conversation, you didn't want to talk about it. When we was on the Prophet of Thought series, you didn't want to talk about it. And you kept saying all the same shit that the game niggas say and not wanting to talk about it. Like here's the thing. Actually, Platinum Elite says a lot, if not all the same things we say about the women within the space. He says all the same things. But see, he has a different point to which he's speaking from when it comes to his place in all this. And that's kind of what it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's a dope ass name, man. I would trademark the fuck out of that name if I was you. That's a dope ass name. No, the DC Universe did not want me trademarking Man of Tomorrow, but they still allow me to use it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I have to kind of review all their fucking movies and shit, which I do have, but that's not really my thing. Kind of, the agreement that you work out. So that's all I'm saying here, man. So I'll drop the link in the chat. He could come up. I could talk to him alone for a while. We can hash this out. But I'm talking about a very specific thing that happened. Yeah, but you have to understand the game with not talking about this situation, how that works. Those women who are looking for help and assistance because they've ruined their actual body and their value in society is going to end up with most of these same men within the environment. And that's some shit that we don't actually need. So when I'm talking about that actual issue regarding that specific guy, not this situation, that's what's happening. And people don't understand how you can get pumped and dumped within the same space, and then something else turns out happening. What's going on, Cut?
Yeah, what's up with it, man? What's up?
All right, man. So what I'm saying is that the dismissiveness of not wanting to talk about it. I understand it was your interview and everything, but at the end of the day, people are having a problem within the same fucking environment. It doesn't matter how many bitches you get. Everybody's here. Even married niggas are in this space for the same exact reason of the actual things that they actually see in society.
And that's what I talk about. I feel like nobody has the better chance to take criticizing black women and letting black men know the behavior that you can get with black women. Nobody has a better chance of taking that mainstream better than me. I done did a video criticizing thought culture, showing women sucking on doorknobs, telling men this ain't what you want, go elsewhere. 200,000 views. Videos about black women, 400,000 views. So I criticize them. But if I get called to talk on the show and I do my one-on-one and we've been talking about this shit for the past hour, I want to get into what I like talking about too. I like running down the news. We could have ran down a couple of news stories. I don't always want that to be.
As soon as that panel, listen, that's Bernard Riley's show. As soon as that panel opened up, it's no longer your fucking interview. I'm not sure if you ever watched the show.
But hey, check this out, MOT. Hey, check this out though.
Yeah.
When they was talking about high value, I told Platinum, I said, man, Platinum, chill. I don't want to talk about that, man. I kind of want to. I'm gonna set the standard. If I come on the show, somebody asks me to come on the show, I believe in setting my standard. You ask me to be a guest on your show. Hey, it's totally free.
Okay.
So let me just set just a few little standards. Let me dictate it a little bit, and he can dictate it a little bit. And that's what I did with it. But people say
that.
Yeah.
Once you go on the show, right?
Yeah,
Once you open the panel up, it's not your show. Like,
yeah.
How many times did Obsidian have this? Like, it's Obsidian versus I think it's the Black Love Industry or something to that effect. The moment he opened up that panel, it's fucking cowboys and Indians. It didn't even matter what the fuck was discussed before, because there's a lot of flawed shit that he says within that. So it's like, look.
Hey, look, time out. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because people saying, I shouldn't be over in this sector, blah, blah, blah. If I feel this way, feel that way. If I want to talk about black women every time I get on camera, which is fucking stupid.
It's not that.
Look, check this out. Man, look, dog. Look, man. Look.
It's not that.
Look, check this out, man.
Okay.
I did 3 1-on-1s with O'Shea. Talking about black women. A sitting hit.
What does it have to do?
No, I'm just saying every one-on-one interview I do, I want to show a different side of me. I don't want every time I make a public appearance, I'm talking about black. It's more to me than a relationship with a bitch. Okay. I don't give a fuck about a bitch. It's more to me than a relationship with a bitch.
But listen. Having said that, how many times have you watched Bernard Riley's show?
I watch it a lot. I love it. I like his show.
Okay. How many times have they actually stayed on the original person's topic and subject when a person is interviewed?
Okay, with me, it's gonna go a little different. I'm cutting I'm not anybody else.
I'm just saying outside of you.
It never goes on the same.
Okay. So when the shit all of a sudden happens and you don't have an opinion, when you watch the show and you know what happens on the show, you can't just dismiss the issue.
Yeah,
that's what happens every time he opens the panel. Now,
I'm saying when I'm all right, go ahead. You go ahead. You got it.
Here's the thing. if that's not how you want shit to go in the future. And that's not what the impression that you want to give off while you're there. I'm just saying, like when I get invited on white shows to talk about shit, I don't even promote it within my fucking channel. I don't do it. Because I'm talking about serious business shit that I want to separate from trying to help black men shit because they don't mix.
Well,
and the host know. Wait, hold on. So I'm like, so the host knows what my channel is outside of that. Because when I go somewhere else within the space, I go there as my real name. Well, talking about the actual transportation industry. So here's the thing. So when you go into another environment, and you know that's what happens within the environment, you have to set the standard that, look, I'm not here to talk about that. If the issue goes on there, I'm going to bounce. Even if it's your show, still bounce. When I was there, and David Monroe was there in a political conversation, and he couldn't answer a fucking question about nothing he fucking had in politics, because I knew he was a libertarian running this conservative, dyed-in-the-wool, neocon, culture warrior fucking game, I left. Why? He wasn't going to answer any fucking questions. So if he was never going to answer any questions, if he was never required to bring any type of substance to my fucking interview, then I'm no longer not part of the interview. You see, that's how that's handled. Like, you can't just say with everything that happened, especially that was said there, that I don't want to talk about none of that. Like, no. That means you're actually endorsing something there when you don't want to talk about it. Because there's something very specific that these people were talking about. Right there. So when you say that I don't want to talk about that, you actually have taken a side. You may not think you have, but you're there as part of the conversation. It's kind of like what people are talking about a different person that they have a problem with. And I'm part of the conversation. I can't make the claim that I was there, but I was not at the computer. I'm responsible for being a part of the conversation that I was a part of, no matter what was fucking said. So when it comes to me and my opinion on what was said, I just can't say, yada, 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 fuck all that shit. I ain't got no opinion. It's like, nah, man.
I feel you.
Stay through and during the conversation.
I look at it a little different, man. If a guy reach out to me, he want to talk to me, I'll come on your show. I'm going to innovate with you. I'm going to bring something different to your show that you don't get from anybody else. That's my job as a guest. I don't want to sit here and make your show sound like...
Cut.
All right, go ahead.
I would never put your ass in a position to not talk about what the fuck you want to talk about.
Yeah, let me get this off, though. Let me get this off, because I believe in being innovative, bringing something new to somebody. They come at me for a show. I don't want your show sounding like all the other shows. Like the ending gonna sound like the show from yesterday, the show but before, because I'm not that type of nigga. I don't get down like that. I always thinking outside the box. I always offer my own perspective. Nobody had to coach me up on my perspective. That's why people saying you shouldn't be in this space. I don't really think anybody can do anything about that. Because I didn't build, I built my own shit. Can't nobody blackball me out talking you shouldn't be in this space. People gonna rock with me. Even if me and you disagree, people gonna rock with me because they
disagree on this.
Yeah, I listen to you all the time.
I'm not familiar with you. I disagree on this specific thing. Not because of what you said. It's because of all the shit that's now going on within the space. A lot of niggas are here who shouldn't be here. I mean, we got ex-pimps, we got motherfuckers who claim they did a lot of dirtbag, like a whole bunch of shit.
And I'm none of that. Hey, check this out, though.
Go ahead.
Like, man, look. So that's just basically, I didn't want to talk about it right then in that moment. And we talked about it for a good 30, 45 minutes. If I'm looking at this interested and I'm dinner finna fall asleep on the panel, then I just gotta say something. Cause if we talk about this shit for so long, I done listened to this shit. I've been in this space for a whole year. Even the conversations get tired.
Who make hundreds of thousands of dollars on these same shit.
But I'm not in here for the money. If I was in here for the money, hey, look, MOT.
No, of course, no.
MOT. Let me say this. Let me make this clear. I haven't asked anybody. I haven't asked anybody in this space for money. Let's get that clear. I built my own studio my damn self. I built my own gaming PC my damn self. Never asked nobody in this space for a goddamn thing. I get my money off of AdSense and I work. So I'm giving.
Nobody said that you didn't. Nobody said that you didn't.
No, yeah, they might have made $100,000 on it, but I'm not gonna milk it. I'm gonna talk about the shit I want to talk about, and if I so I don't know how I'm leeching when this space I gave more to this space than this space gave to me. Look at the donations.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
Okay.
Nobody.
But what I'm saying is,
I feel like people saying they dislike me or they didn't like my stance today. None of you niggas fed me. None of you. I never asked you niggas for a damn thing. I never asked you niggas help pay. Got my own money, make my own money because I'm responsible. I'm a youngin' on the grind. I don't have to do this shit. I do this shit, and it just happened to catch on. But I was fine before
which was a separate issue than what we was talking about today. All that stuff is true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't want to talk about black women.
Yeah. But it's like everything you're bringing up has nothing to do with the particular stance.
Well, basically,
what's the title of the show?
But the argument in your conversation is what's
the title? Wait, hold on. What's the title of the show?
Why motherfuckers say the women in black?
Just read it. No.
Yeah, when motherfuckers
just read the title of the show.
When motherfuckers say they the woman, it don't make sense. You probably did it wrong. When motherfuckers say when motherfuckers say they the women they want in Black America, but they are in the Manosphere.
No. I'm sorry. I must have mistyped.
Yeah,
what I meant to say was when people motherfuckers say that they get the women that they want within Black America, but they are in the Manosphere. That's what I meant to say.
Oh no. This is what I come from.
No. That's the title of the show, and that's the conversation you showed up to. So anything else
and my name was referenced. Just like if I go, if I say a name,
the name was referenced because of what you said.
Okay, and I'm gonna speak on what I said. That I didn't want to. If you reference my name, man, any real person was like, okay, I said your name. Hey, don't misquote me. Don't get familiar with my work.
There was a why, and there was a why. It wasn't about your work. It was about the statement and the topics of the conversation at hand when we were there. It was about nothing else.
Yeah, but
so
you even
could have been Bill Gates or Warren Buffett.
Yeah, but
if we're talking about if these particular things are discussed, and all of a sudden you say you don't care about that, I'm like, oh, you should care about that because there are sides to this conversation that are happening right in front of you that you have no opinion on.
Hey,
that is happening clearly in front of you.
This is what I'm saying, MOT. This is why I don't really jump on panels. That's why they to cut the chase don't really fuck with panels, right? But people tend to take one little small portion of your appearance on the panel and they run back to their channel and try to paint you a certain way. When you already said you're not familiar with me, then why you just couldn't leave the panel just like that? You're not familiar
about what you said.
You made a whole bunch of assumptions as well.
What it meant at that specific time when you said that.
Okay, well, just say, hey, he didn't want to talk about it.
Wait, hold on. You got dating coaches on the panel. You got new relationship niggas on the panel. Talk about a specific subject and topic. Once you let all these people on the panel, it's no longer your conversation. So when your opinion is asked on a specific thing and you have no opinion, even though you heard all the crazy shit that you just heard, you're just dismissing everything that was said within the actual conversation. That's the point. It's not hard. I swear to you, it's not that hard.
I think you're making it. Look, it's not like we haven't been talking about women for the past hour. We was talking about fucking women. That's why, like this,
cut to the chase. Thank you so much. You're actually making my point for me by saying that you are tired of talking about this issue, but everybody else is still going through the same issue within the same space where apparently they're tired of talking about women. So why do you think they're talking about the same issue if it's not keep occurring in the same space? I'm not talking about this issue because the issue is over.
No,
it's
look,
done.
I talk about the issue.
The war is over.
This is what you're not understanding. I'm not saying that the problem don't exist. You can acknowledge a problem and don't want to talk and tired of talking about it at that time or moment. You got some other shit on your mind you want to get off. Nothing wrong with that. You can acknowledge a problem. It's proof out there that I acknowledge that there's a problem. because I talk about it. But that don't mean because you got other shit you want to get off on your mind. Don't mean you're discounting the problem. That's come on, man. Don't be that damn dramatic about the shit.
But here's the thing: when you show up to a specific space that goes off the fucking rails every time, and you watch the show, you knew exactly what was gonna happen when the motherfuckers came up there, right? Even though it's your fucking interview.
Yeah.
If you watch other shows, did they stay on topic?
Well,
and if the answer is no, because you watched the show, not having an opinion on a very specific thing that's happening in front of your face.
Hey, but do you agree that if it's my interview, I am kind of a co-host, right? You do agree with that, right? No, if it's my interview, my name.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Listen, Lou. If you was an honest co-host, you would not have had any of those niggas come up. You would have had control over who came up.
I don't have a problem with anybody coming up.
But see, that's the thing. When people come up, they talk about their issues and their points, irrespective of what the actual title is of the show. Like when I went on the show, and I had like David Monroe talking crazy. You had Trader MBD in the chat and Lil Big Nate. Like, dude, I they knew what the fuck I'm saying because I know what I'm talking about when it comes to politics. So when you invite people to the conversation who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, it's quite obvious that nothing gets actual who's this? Private Force. Discussed on the actual panel. Like, that's the deal. That's all I'm saying. Even though you talk about the same issues, when you say that statement at that specific point in time, you're not a co-host. If you had control, none of the motherfuckers would have came up. Period. But that's all I'm saying. Damn, hold on a second. Motherfucker keep coming in and out.
10-4, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what's going on? So that's all I'm saying about the subject. I'm talking about a statement that was made with the people on the panel and what they were arguing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what this is about.
Well, there's no argument there. I didn't want to talk about black women at that time. I just didn't. I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't want to talk about it at that time.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, even though you talked about it in the past on your channel, normally when people dismiss the conversation the way you did, under normal circumstances, I'm not sure whether you heard all these interviews, but when you dismissed it just like that, you sound no different in that moment than the whole thing that Platinum Elite is about on the actual Black YouTube. You're no different than that. You're no different than when ARC says he doesn't give a fuck about what black men have their actual issues with women within any space. He said that shit during Zero's last interview. He actually said that he doesn't give a fuck. Even though he sells a product based on getting you past it, that he denies the actual premise of repeatedly, even though he keeps saying what actually in the goddamn book that I do have. I do suggest that you get the actual audio version. It's much better than the actual paperback version. And he actually narrates his book, which is great. So that way you can hear it in the author's own words about what they meant. So that way nothing can be taken out of context. Now, aside from that, that's what it was. That's the only thing it was. Just that.
Man, look, this is borderline. I don't know, man, dog. Look.
Okay. How do you want to dismiss it this time?
No, I'm saying, dude, this is not meant to be a fucking argument. Look, check this out, man. Look.
And not to you?
Look, it's not that damn difficult.
Yes, it is not that damn difficult.
Look,
but you said it was about the statement that you said. I get the women that I want within the black environment. That's part of what you said with your dismissal of talking about it.
No, it's nothing wrong with telling black men, hey, man, look, go where you want it. Get the woman you want. Don't let people dictate. Get the woman that's right for you. What the fuck is wrong with that, man?
That wasn't your message. That's not what you said.
All right, man. I'm going to find that clip for you.
Hold on a second. That's not what you said.
God damn.
You made comments about dudes going other places. Yes, I'm only going off of what you said. I'm only going off of what you said. You said.
Look, man. I don't know. Wait a minute. Talk about, man.
Do I have to play it back?
No, talk about people. Yeah, go play it back. Play it back. Oh, I challenge you. Play it back.
Hold on a second. I'm driving right now, but you do
Yeah,
understand
play it back
what
when
you
you
said.
get a chance. Load it up, man, and I'll come rock with you
Okay.
again. But check this out, man.
Play it back in a separate video by itself.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will play it back in a separate video by itself.
And look, check this out, man. I don't know what people think. What people saying? I got an old chick. I'm a handsome motherfucker. I don't have to get an old motherfucking chick. Oh, where you get that from? Where is that from? Me dating the old chick. I don't get where they get that from. It's just like this is what shit. Y'all supposed to be older. These some little kid. Y'all motherfuckers, man.
I mean, let's remember our community is very childish. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's stupid, man. I got more talent than motherfuckers in my left thumb.
That's the point, brother. That is the point. That is the point. I just finished coming from a situation with closest of close family members of a situation of the the energies of what television portrays and what the media and the music portrays. And like I tell lots of people, y'all have to understand our average sister of our community, and I'm getting tired of talking about these motherfuckers, but they need a psychologist and a fucking therapist at the same goddamn time.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Before we go forward. Now, cut to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
While I was interrupted by a phone call.
Yeah, what's
Do you
up with
not
it?
understand that's exactly what every game nigga says about how good looking they are? So
No,
they ain't got no fucking
no,
problem.
if you're gonna tell lies on me,
man.
hey, look, if you're gonna tell, if you're gonna tell,
maybe I was hearing it wrong. Maybe I was hearing it wrong before the phone call came in. But to repeat your statement that you said before I got a phone call, before I dropped off.
Okay,
I know what I heard.
Why is everybody talking about I got an old wrinkled woman? I'm handsome. I don't have to settle for no old wrinkled woman, man. What's the point? No, but if motherfucker gonna slander my name in the chat, I'm gonna respond to it. Cause ain't nobody else gonna say, "Hey, man,
stop worrying about the chat.
Stay on topic." You know,
stop worrying about the chat. We
already on topic. I see why niggas really can't really. I don't know, man.
Okay. All right.
Niggas.
Okay. So within this environment, do you think there are oppressed women within this environment, or do you think they're all ran through at this point?
All women ran through. All women in this environment? Or what are you talking about?
No. I'm talking about on average.
Ran through.
It's the culture. Yeah, the culture is overly sexualized.
Regardless of how they look, what do you think is here?
The culture is overly sexualized. When you have that type of culture, the women are ran through.
Okay. All right, then.
Majority of women. I had a whole video about my culture. What are you talking?
Wait. I know that. Hold on a second. You can't flip tables here. We're going off of what you said. Yeah. So when a person says in the chat about old wrinkled up fucking women, they're talking about ran throughs. They're not talking about fresh equipment.
Why are they insinuating that about me?
Don't worry about them.
Hey, check this out though. Check this out. This is what I tell black men.
Okay.
The culture is overly sexualized.
There's nothing you can do to change that.
There's nothing you can do. Change your preference and look elsewhere. It's not that damn thing. Why people make it seem like it's rocket science? Why we gotta come up with a name for it? I'm telling you the same thing you say.
People, no. I know. That's a shot at SYSPM. The reason why you need a separate fucking name is because you got motherfuckers who are completely
compromised
in the environment because they get what they want within the environment. It doesn't matter how the women act. That's why you gotta have separate names for separate things.
Well, if I make a video,
that's why you need a separate thing. Yes, you need a name for that.
If I made videos telling black women in y'all when y'all at the height of y'all prime, y'all too overly sexualized, then y'all wait till y'all have 2 kids, then y'all try to look for a good man. That's the same thing everybody else said. I'm just saying, if the culture is overly sexualized, look elsewhere. Change your preference.
The culture is not overly sexualized. The culture can be overly sexualized, but it's an individual choice whether you engage in that activity or not. Hip-hop is played everywhere in the fucking world. Playing hip-hop in your culture don't turn these bitches into ratchet bitches. You still have order in place to stop shit from doing that. What it is people celebrate themselves within an environment where there's no structure, and these women are allowed to be ran through. So when people say that I get what I want within the environment.
Okay,
it's just like,
let's talk about. Okay, who's rewarding these thoughts though? That's what I want to know. Look, like for example,
most of these men within this environment.
No, let me speak.
Most of these men within this environment.
Let me speak. Who's rewarding them? No, let me tell you who's rewarding it. Let me tell you who's rewarding these women. Look. If I acknowledge that it's bad women in this culture, they thoughts, I hate them. Not gonna give you any resources for a sexual favor. I want you to fucking starve, right? Are you gonna give them any resources for a sexual favor? Yes or no? If the woman, if you say that's what bad with the culture,
wait. So this is a tricking argument? So is this a tricking argument now?
No, I'm asking you a question. You gonna tell me?
Yes.
You gonna tell me that? Are you?
Hey, here's the thing. Okay, cut to the chase. Let me tell you right now. If you are spending any fucking time, any fucking dollar on what you wear, the car you fucking drive, how you fucking look, by definition, you are paying for a woman. There is no, I just showed up butt naked with a Bowie knife and the bitches come to me. No. There's a lot that you put into this persona to get these motherfuckers. So to actually say that I do it with less resources than the next guy, I don't buy that argument. It's a bullshit argument because you spend a lot of time around these motherfuckers who you shouldn't be fucking with. And you're celebrating the fact that you still get some type of value out of it, regardless of how much money you spend on it.
Well, let's check this out, MOT. If we say it's a certain women, they are bad women.
But this is the same shit that game niggas are saying. I'm not sure whether you noticed that or not. But go ahead.
Listen, I'm not a game nigga. You can't even put me in a fucking category. I don't talk about that shit on my channel. When have you seen me talking about game?
That's weird. It's about the shit that you say.
Well, I'm saying if I don't refer to myself as that, it's just like I wouldn't refer to you as something you don't call yourself. I'm telling you, I'm not that type of nigga. Take my fucking word for it. And you can't really even tell over the internet over a conversation.
I can't take your word for it outside the things that you say and express. If it's the same thing that the game niggas express, I have to look at you as one of those type of people. I can't just turn around and say, this is what Platinum Elite say. You say some of the same shit. You're not a game nigga just like him.
Or
DJ Kudo.
If that's the insult, well, okay, I'll take it. Okay, I'm a game nigga.
Okay.
Let's just move on, man. Because that shit don't mean shit in reality. It really don't.
Yeah,
it can't really stop nothing I got going. You're a game nigga. Okay. I guess.
I never said that it was going to stop anything that you got going.
Well, I don't get why I get lumped. I think that whole argument is stupid. Then I get lumped in with the stupid ass argument. That's what I try to avoid.
Because they're making the same arguments that you are. It's not. Well, I agree. It's stupid from their point of view. But
it's dumb.
You have to realize
it's dumb to me.
When you make some of the same arguments that people are making in the same space, you can't not accept the same title that they have within the same space. That's all I'm saying. I would not make those arguments because I don't feel that way about the subject. There's a very binary choice here. I know that you were like, hey, I want to have my opinions, but I don't want to take no sides. By virtue of your opinions that you stated here, you sound like a very specific person, and it doesn't sound like
my stance is I'm not gonna spend no time with a woman that I don't hold value, that I disregard her. I'm gonna get the woman I want. That's why I'm in a relationship. I'm not a nigga out here sleeping with random women. I found a woman that lives up to my standard, and I got with her. I'm not laying with prostitutes.
So when you said something, so it does, like, there you go. I don't give a fuck about where a man lay their shit. All right. But at the end of the day, if you make some type of value judgment that you get what you want here, you're actually making a statement against everybody else here within the same environment. That's all I'm saying. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. That's all we're saying. Because that's part of the same argument that they make. Do it here. That's kind of what the inference of what these motherfuckers say. Do it here. But at the end of the day, they decided to restrict themselves here. Dudes decided to go other places and do the same thing. It's a quality thing. It doesn't matter how you can deal with a motherfucker in this environment. What matters is she can post house, rationalize, do whatever the fuck she wants to, and you're in the same boat that everyone else is. That's all we're saying here.
Yeah, this is This some shit that once I log off YouTube.
To you. Yeah. Guess what?
Some weird shit.
You think I deal with this shit once I log off of YouTube? Like,
well, it's like
you keep trying to dismiss it. You keep trying to dismiss it while being part of the same conversation. Just like the other niggas do. Like when Platinum Elite said, "Well, I ain't never got no problem with no bitch." Like, dude, it's no different than saying when you log off of YouTube, you ain't got these problems. Most men within this space don't have a problem getting black pussy. If you meet black pussy's standards and conditions, you get it.
Hey, this one I'm saying.
It's not hard to get.
MOT. Like, nobody making it seem like, look.
Most black pussy is the most equal opportunity thing to get in America. The problem is the fucking quality. That's the fucking thing we're arguing. The quality. That's all we're saying.
Oh man, look, dog. I'm chopping it up with MOT, man. You know, I ain't tripping.
Okay. All right. But that's the topic of discussion.
Well, you know.
Let me correct the title. Real quick. You can rock out for a couple of minutes, but let me correct the title real quick.
Yeah, let me rock out, man. I know people like contentious arguments. You know, I do tough content. Hey, man, I'm just chopping it up with my feet crossed. It ain't nothing. This argument doesn't even really mean shit outside of YouTube. What the fuck?
And
it really don't. Because I'm gonna go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna continue grind. Just got all type of offers in my emails from professors and shit. So it is what it is, dog. This is just chopping up with MOT. He have a disagreement. I have a disagreement. It's not even a debate because I'm still gonna think what I want to think. Now you can say I dismissed black women earlier in the show. So be it, but I don't want to talk about them 24/7.
I mean, I don't give a two fucks about them because, like I said before, they are
exactly
what they put themselves.
Then why try to reason? Why try to figure them out? Why you still scratching your head?
And that's why the family.
Apparently, I can't change it. Why the fuck? It used to let me change what a lot of.
I thought you can. You can change it.
No, I mean, you know, I can't change it to StreamYard. I have to log into the actual. Zoom. Yeah. YouTube and do it through like the YouTube shit. But I usually update it through the actual StreamYard, and it automatically updates, but it won't let me do that shit. So, now, I mean, but the context of the actual, what the actual show is about, it isn't missed on what's happening. But go ahead.
I was just saying to cut to the chase that everything of what the community go through is systematic. That's all. You know, if you know how to identify Scotty, the sexually, the sexually, no, we have a code word for that. Cut to the chase. It's called Scotty. SCOTE, the sexual chosen of the environment. We have to understand that as long as we can identify the brothers and sisters who come with that energy, it's like what Man of Tomorrow said. You're compromised. You're going against the grains of the energies of what we are trying to promote within this space at this time, if you know what I mean.
Hey, MOT, can I say something? Shout out to you, Cut to the Chase.
Go ahead.
And you, Private Foster. Hey, I have to say this. There was something that you said, Cut to the Chase, nothing against what you had said as far as what I mentioned when I said brand. I mentioned brand, protecting your brand. I looked at that as far as reputation. I heard everything that you said, but I'm going off of MOT, even what he stands for. MOT said this long time ago. MOT didn't just say it, like ages ago. He even said it recently. Like, this is his job. He's gonna do whatever he gotta do to stop these ones from choosing. He can't make them do what they want. You know, he can't make them do nothing. But he's putting it upon himself to make it his job to stop these ones from making these choices that they shouldn't make with the help of, social media. You get what I'm saying? It's cats out there that have made themselves a brand to have brothers make the wrong decisions, to make the wrong choices, and literally making money off of it. They have no issues with it. It's been about getting a JJ. We can get it. I ain't talking about no incel, no average dude, no dude that couldn't go to the prom. We all know that you can get it. You can get it. We can get it. We don't talk about each other's personal lives, but when it comes to that brand, it's cats. You got to protect your brand, and it's almost like good against. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, full circle. Go ahead. I try to tell my own.
Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
You good? I just try to tell my family members that they come to me with some left field shit out of nowhere, and just like I told them, I said that goddamn, bro, when you a self-sufficient black man and you coming out the mud, I got my own private banking system and I'm focused on the private financial services, and out of fucking no way, they come to me with some shit where it can defame and hurt my reputation. Like I told them, like, bitch, I would take you to fucking court fucking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? It is when you move a certain way around these ran through non-binary products that's called black fucking people. You see what I'm saying, bro? We just have to be better, and we gotta fly like a fucking eagle. Have you ever noticed when a crow is on top of an eagle, the higher the eagle get, the more the crow ready get off the goddamn eagle and fall down? Because you don't belong flying up there with my motherfucking ass. We got to understand that our image of people are like fucking parasites, bro.
Right.
We can understand it. Until you don't, if you don't want to realize, go ahead, full circle.
No, I was gonna say this. I'm adding on to that, and recall, MO2. I know you came in on the tail end of the show. Cut to the chase. It was your show, your interview. That's why I questioned Obsidian. He knew what I asked. He knew what I was talking about, and then threw it around and said, "Well, maybe the rest of the audience don't get it." When I mentioned Charles Barkley, when it came down to the role model, he got it. He knew what I was saying. It was almost like off of what MOT was kind of saying, but in a way to you, cut to the chase. That's how I didn't say it to Obsidian, and I could have went in, not for the kill, just went in to the point to say, well, then what is your point of being a part of the following forefathers, the forefathers, the three forefathers?
They're not the forefathers of anything. They're the forefathers of monetizing the space. You have to call them what they are. They're the forefathers of monetizing the space and destroying the brand of actually focused on the shit that need to be focused on. That's what they're the forefathers of. They're not the forefathers of the Manosphere. They're the forefathers of bringing all these fuck niggas in here to destroy black men. The same black men that claim that they wanted to fucking help. That's what they're the forefathers of. They're not the forefathers of not another thing. That's what they're the forefathers of. They started off great. Once the fucking super chat money came in, shit started getting fucked up and confused. Because if you talk the wacky word of O, they are not considered a forefather of his type of Manosphere. They took a brand that wasn't theirs and they turned it into something else.
Hey, I got a question for MOT.
Go ahead. That's the chase. Go ahead, man. I was just trying to throw in something off of what he said. MOT, but if you saw when I asked Obsidian, it was like going off of what you said. It's like, well, what is your job? So really what you're admitting to the public is that this is your job. Your job is just for the money, for business. Yeah. If you don't want to do business, here's my email. That's it. That's all I do. So I'm like, okay, thank you for telling everyone, the audience, and all the whatever viewers listening, that's what it's all about. I mean, not that we didn't know it, but thank you for once again reiterating and reminding everyone that that's what it's all for. So you pretty much telling us what you pretty much are about.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Obsidian was never shy or in the dark about how much he was going to flip his script to make money. Obsidian was never fucking shy about that. He said in a heartbeat, I'm just being figurative here. He was going to flip his script and talk about whatever it takes to make money. He's here to make money off of what? Black female fuckery. And the way he's making money off black female fuckery right now is by selling men into the black female fuckery. Like, oh my God. And it's like, no, you have to call these people what they were founded father of. Monetizing black male issues. And by bringing black men and black women together who have no business trying to be together. 2.0 was about wiping up, not wiping up, I'm sorry. Riching up old bitches and giving these women credibility. One of these motherfuckers brought one of these women back from relative obscurity. Flew across the country, got pregnant. This nigga decided to now bring her ass on fucking Rumbles and shit and act like that shit wasn't fucking happening. And meanwhile, he tried to go after another brother in this space on some different shit. So we got to be clear about what we're talking about here. Like, this is what these dudes did. They brought these women in here to fuck up the goddamn space, and in the ensuing chaos, they could make a whole bunch of money with the pro-blacks and all that kind of shit. None of them niggas was supposed to be here anyway. If you talk to 1.0, Mike B and like Wacky World of O, they stole the concept and did some CB4 shit with it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's what happened. So it's not hard. That's what happened.
No, it's
That's
not
the track
hard,
record.
man.
That's not hating. That's what happened.
But this is the effed up thing, MOT, with what you just explained. Look at where we are now. You talking about being the cleanup men for some of these low tier or low value, whatever, these women. It's like ones with what you just mentioned are being the cleanup to fix this of what it should have been, what it was supposed to have been before all the effery came in. So now you got cats like Cut to the Chase, the younger cats, or the 3.0s or the different 3.0s coming in. And then they looking at it where it's like, what? And so the ones with the knowledge or information that you just threw out,
we haven't lost the mandate of me talking about what I'm talking about. I haven't lost the 3.0 mandate. I haven't.
No, I know you haven't. But I'm talking about the cleaning up, the fixing it. To where it's like it shouldn't even gone to that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying in your case, MOT. Like after a while, it's like, damn, I get tired. Not that you're not. I'm not saying you're the cleanup person. You're not. It's just that it shouldn't have to be to where you gotta fix it when it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
All right. Let me ask full circle question. Did you
wait? Well, man, you had a question for me before we got started.
Yeah. I did. Oh yeah. MOT.
You had a question for me.
Yeah. Did you think? Because earlier when you first coming on, you were saying a lot of men come to this space, but they not in good faith with black men. They don't have good faith. They're trying to eat off the space. So I got a question for you.
I'm talking about content creators.
I'm saying I'm a content creator. What you think about me? Do you think I'm?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know about the statement that you said. I've seen you in the chat a couple different places. That's all I know. I've never went to your channel.
Okay. All right.
I'm going off of basis what's said in the space. I can't monopolize what you say on your channel. That's fine what you do on your channel.
Hey, let me be honest. Because I did Bernard Riley show, and let me see. Since then, I have 97. No, I have 97 new subs, right? And I say 88%. Bernard Riley is Manosphere, right?
True.
So I feel like a lot.
Compromised.
I feel like a lot of his audience relate to me. So there you go.
Okay, well, I mean, if a lot of his audience relate to you, I mean, I look at it like this, family. Stay the fuck away from his environment because that man is compromised. If you put yourself, it's like this, bro. If you're gonna put yourself all I'm trying to say is like this. If you're gonna put yourself in a contaminated space, just understand, bro, you are going to be labeled as a motherfucker like coronavirus. If you've been around motherfuckers who got coronavirus, that means you are going to be labeled in that damn space. Thus, we have to contain you. You know what I mean? We have to put you in this damn containment unit and identify you as the goddamn compromise. And I think that's why the little back and forth action earlier between you and MOT is like that.
Hey, let me tell you something though. Private Foster.
10-4.
I never been a good old boy. I never been you the little homie. You regurgitate what I said. No matter where I'm at, that's compromisation to me. Clicking up, he over there. Hey, you see me everywhere. I stand on my own. Cut to the Chase TV, built my shit on my own. Nobody gave me shit. I didn't have to. So that's compromisation. But me, I stand on my own and talk about all the shit I talk about, no matter how controversial it is. I stand on my own. So there ain't no compromising with me. Now, needing to be somebody good little boy and do as the forefathers say, that's compromisation. I've never been that. That's why people don't know if I'm in 3.0, 4.0. They can't put me nowhere because they know Cut to the Chase stand on his own.
Hey, Cut to the Chase. You was going to ask me a question. I'm sorry, jumping in on that.
Oh yeah. Okay. You was on the panel, right?
Right.
No, because this was MLT was talking about. Let's stick to his topic.
Okay.
You see that I kind of like, man, why are we talking about this again? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you feel like I was running from it? Do you feel like I was wrong for saying I don't want to talk about it? Let's talk about something else. We talk about the same shit. How you feel about that? Because you was there the whole conversation.
Yeah, for the whole conversation. I know there was something that Bernard had came in on, and I remember when MOT said what he had to say, he jumped out. I don't recall you from what you did in the past of like when there was subjects like this and you jumping in and being, all up on the topic. So I don't know. I am familiar with your name, and everything. So what had me thinking was like, okay, was this all of a sudden a new Cut to the Chase or a brand new Cut to the Chase compared to a past Cut to the Chase? In other words, what I'm saying is like Obsidian. Obsidian was all with the female fuckery. Then all of a sudden he flips over here. He flips over there. He tries to go to SYSBM, doesn't get allowed in. He's all over the place.
Just go where the money at.
On your end what was going on with you. So when that happened, and MOT said, whoa, what the heck is going on? You up in here, regardless of the interview, which should have been all about you. All of a sudden, you ain't feeling it. It was just where I had to step back and be like, okay, I guess cut to the chase. At this moment, it's not feeling it. But Bernard, or how MOT was saying, or whoever said it, you might have been a part of it in the past. And that's why I had to think and be like, okay, was cut to the chase in other interviews from, I don't care if it was fantastic, game changer.
All right, full circle. I did three collabs with O'Shea, all about black women. That's the topic of the damn conversation. Had a one-on-one with Obsidian, all about black women. So that tells you that on my channel, if they invite me on their show to talk about black women, I'm known to talk about black women. But I thought
it's cool. Wait, but you're confusing two things here. We know that you do. It's about the statement that you made.
Okay, well, we're just talking about one statement then. Okay, I don't want to talk about
okay. Yeah, talk about the statement that was made within this space in a specific period of time. And it's not being taken out of context.
Okay, well, MOT took it like I was saying, I got me. Y'all niggas better get y'all. I don't care what happened with y'all niggas. Y'all can complain about women. I got my women. So that ain't how I came off. I don't feel that way.
Okay, yeah, you don't feel that way. You don't. But that's what everybody else says and come close to it. But
yeah, I feel you.
Once I get off this shit, we're actually gonna see what you said, because I know that I'm not blind.
Hey man, all somebody on the panel gotta do is play it. I don't know how to work StreamYards like that. I don't be on panels, but somebody can go to Bernard's stream and.
No, I'm riding out in the fucking rainstorm, man. I can't.
Fast forward it until MOT. When you see MOT avatar and just listen and see when he jumps off, that'll give you a timestamp right there.
Cut to the chase. I'm gonna say this: the part that got me, even during your interview or during the show, is that when someone like yourself, and you've seen it too, MOT, regardless, cool or not, I'm just gonna say this: you up there in the thousands with your subs, and then you got one. It ended up pretty well. Look, it ended up good. And shout out, I'm glad I jumped on there with Bernard on this show. It was like some cats are like, I need to go to check out who Cut to the Chase is. You got others, I don't even know who you are. There's some ones that were really like oblivious to what was going on and who you was, but at the same time, you got all these subs in comparison to somebody that just probably got some subs that you can just blow your nose to. And you sitting here thinking to yourself, like, wait a minute, he's really trying to do something. An issue that I had is when you got someone that's trying to like shoot you down, and I had already dropped the name that's trying to put you down.
Well, that's everywhere. I mean, that's all that's been happening. What you mean? He's not the only one.
No. I realize he's not the only one, but at that moment. Since
I debuted on Bernard Riley. To like a slightly new audience, I'm gonna get more hate. That's the way it is in this space, man. I'm gonna get this out the end.
How it is in this space, man.
You know how it is. They don't try to cannibalize me, but they can't do it.
Right.
There's nothing they can do about Cut to the Chase TV.
But and my point too is that
my God.
With the ones
wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm actually looking at the actual videos. I don't feel bad for Jacob Blake getting shot in the back. Could you please clarify that?
Yeah, that's the video I made.
Yeah.
Look,
go ahead.
All right,
clarify.
Where I'm from, you want to play the video or you want me to explain?
Yeah, just explain.
All right.
So that way, as a person who used to be in law enforcement, why you're wrong. But go ahead.
All right, look, check this out.
Yeah, go ahead. All right.
I told you, we talked about this on Prophet of Thought channel as well. Look. If you simply comply with the officers, right? I'm not going to talk to black men like they're retarded. I think a lot of black men are smart. If you simply comply with the officers, if you get shot by the police, you should make it to the point where it's when we know for a fact it's unjustified. Because black men getting shot and killed by the police is becoming profitable and becoming entertainment in America. When you die...
Was Tamir Rice... Wait, hold on. Did Tamir Rice comply with the police before he was shot?
If you watch the video, then I say in the video, this is not Tamir Rice, this is not Trayvon Martin, this is not Oscar Grant, this is not Walter Scott, this is not. I said that. Now, black men, look.
Okay, so let's stop right here. Do you understand that there is a constitution that they have to follow, and they're professionals at work?
Yep.
Do you understand that they're trained professionals at work?
Exactly.
Could you really say, in 10 out of 10 cases, that if there was a white guy who did the exact same thing that black dude did, that white guy would be shot in the back?
No, but when has a piece of paper ever stopped anything?
Wait, no. This because you don't understand equal protection under the law. You don't understand the basics of what the system is about. So, a white man, 10 out of 10 times he would not be shot, right?
Yeah.
White woman, 10 out of 10 times they would not be shot, right?
Yes.
A Latino man, 10 out of 10 times they would not be shot, right?
Yes.
Latino woman, 10 out of 10 times they would not be shot, right?
Yes.
Asian man, 10 out of 10 times, same exact circumstances, they would not be shot, right?
Yes.
Asian woman, 10 out of 10 times, they would not be shot, right?
Yes.
Why the fuck do you have a title that says, I don't feel bad for Jacob Blake being shot in the back? If you understand in all those other cases that those people would not be shot in the back, why are you okay with it when a black person is shot in the back? Could you explain that?
That's not the premise. If you would have watched the video,
God.
you haven't me explain,
and
you're not gonna let me
you're
gonna interrupt, and you're not gonna let me talk.
Explain it. Okay,
look,
explain it.
Like I stated in the video. I'm glad Jacob Blake survived, but I'm not marching a motherfucker who been accused for what he been accused of. Do you know what he been accused?
It doesn't matter. He was shot in the back.
But where I'm from, we're not gonna.
What the fuck is the where I'm from shit? We're talking about he got shot in the back.
We're not.
He got shot in the back. Those are two separate issues.
So you
Those
think
are two separate cases?
Okay, so you think no matter. So you think no matter what a person has been accused of, we should march and protest for him, right?
No.
Whatever happened to?
Hold on, please.
Now let me MOT.
The issue here is you understand how wrong it is and how it would not happen in a certain situation of different races being shot in the back. You understand that. This is not about protesting. This is not about anything.
MOT, I'm gonna make this.
Wait, hold on. The guy is laying up in the hospital because of a police officer's action. Not him not complying or not complying. You get to not comply with police. The punishment for that is not being shot in the back.
Hey,
That's
let me
anywhere in the country.
Let me state this. You'll understand this, MOT.
No, I do understand. I was in law enforcement. What are you talking about?
The same way you feel about Pookie and Ray Ray, you want to kill them and do all that shit. That's the same way I feel about somebody who been do a sexual crime. And that's how I feel. You should get that. If you say Pookie and Ray Ray, you wish violence against them, I can wish the same thing about a motherfucker who been accused of a sexual crime.
Against them,
y'all don't
keep on what they done after they go to a trial.
My principles is different from yours.
No.
That's all.
Niggas don't. Yeah, and guess what? You're wrong.
All right, MOT.
You didn't make no video following no white person telling them that they need to be shot in the fucking back. You want to know why that shit would have been flagged the fuck off YouTube? The moment you would have said that white person deserved to be shot.
Man, you need to go through my channel, man. You need to go through my channel. You just speaking on the shit you don't know. You just go to the first page of my channel.
I asked you to explain it, and you said pretty much what I just said.
Yeah,
but then you walk away from the actual explanation of what I said.
Violence against them.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You can't try to equalize the fucking situation. This is one specific case. We're talking about one case.
Man, motherfuckers want to pick and choose which black man they so pity to. Man, fuck all that, nigga.
Here we go. Thank you. No. Keep going with it. Fuck all that and what else? Fuck all that and what else?
The same way you feel about violence against Pookie and Ray Ray because a man didn't live up to your standards, I can have feel the same way about a man accused of a sexual crime.
This is a very specific situation. It's a very specific situation. This is a very specific situation.
It's my opinion, man. Very specific. It's my opinion.
Okay, you're wrong.
Okay, I'm wrong. Okay,
we should be wishing for black men to be shot in the back.
You should be wishing for death on black men because you're Pookie and Ray Ray. What the fuck is we talking about? Y'all niggas just be hypocrite. We
are talking about one specific issue, and you're trying to whitewash it or whitewash it over and something else. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. We're talking about a specific issue. If you want to talk about Pookie and Ray Ray right now, you want to talk about Pookie and Ray Ray right now? Because that's a separate issue. No, it ain't. No, sir. You're trying to. So listen, man. You're trying to get emotional and shit and trying to throw the conversation off the rail. Okay, that's the Jacob Blake situation. Right, look, now let's talk about Pookie and Ray Ray. Now let's talk about Pookie and Ray Ray. Since you want to point that shit out, now let's talk about that separate issue. Right now. Ahead. The separate issue with those people is if your ass is not being reformed within the fucking environment, you're still fucking shit up and not being productive. I don't want you getting no more shots out here at nothing. Not forgiveness, not second chances, not a motherfucking thing. That is separate issue than a guy getting specifically shot in the back. And you cannot conflate both of those fucking things and try to use high-strung emotion to throw the conversation off the hook. Go ahead.
Let me have the floor a little bit. The same way you feel how Pookie and Ray Ray is detrimental to society.
Again. Okay. Don't misconstrue what I said because I just said a very specific
I'm going to tell you how I feel. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
It doesn't matter about how you feel,
You can view people who commit certain crimes and you be like I said in the video, I'm glad he survived, but I don't feel bad for him. You've been convicted of those crimes. My moral character will not let me protest or march for you.
It doesn't matter about that. The protest is not about the sexual crime. The protest is about the police officer not being charged for shooting the motherfucker in the back.
Well, when something happened to a pedo, we wish death on him. And you know
here's the thing, man. Listen. You think our criminal justice system have a problem locking up black men? Do you think that they have a problem doing that? That's a yes or no question.
No.
Why not wait for this motherfucker to go to a trial? Because if the charges are what you say they are, the nigga ain't getting out of it. That's all I'm saying. The police are at work. They're professionals. I don't think the police life is worth any more than anyone else's. I think at this point, police officers, for the way that they act and the silence that they have portrayed within the environment, they get to get shot every single fucking time.
MOT, I think I got a better argument than you. I really do.
I think I got a better argument than you because I believe in equal protection under the fucking law. It's habeas corpus. Do you know what habeas corpus is?
If we can bring our
you know what habeas corpus is? Do you know what habeas corpus is?
Go ahead and speak, man. I haven't.
You have a right to not be punished before a trial. Shooting a motherfucker in the back, regardless of what the fuck happened, is being punished before a trial. You even said it yourself, and we said in all other type of situations that this wouldn't have happened if it was different groups and races of people. But we're actually saying that it's okay in this one specific instance because he is black. That's all I'm saying. It's like, dude, listen. I want these motherfuckers to go to trial. If they're actually guilty, let the fucking jury decide. We don't need police officers who is afraid for their fucking life. I don't think their lives are worth any more than anybody else. Well, that's what the protests are about. They're not about the fact that they're defending the guy. Yeah, that may be a side issue, but the real issue is why were they able to shoot this guy in the back? Why? They have to make it. Yeah, I mean, they have to prove that they have the right to do that. The point is they don't have the right to do that. All this other shit is a separate issue.
Hey, this is all I say, man. If you black, we can say you got the we can say the papers that you got equal protection. That don't mean that's law. That don't mean they're gonna go by that. And a black man, why would you put your life at the discretion of a police officer?
Listen,
all we gonna do is just sit here.
Listen, why not hold the motherfuckers accountable when they get out of line, rather than acting perfect? Do you think that acting perfect did not lead up to fucking black people still going through that fucking Jim Crow shit? None of the motherfuckers decided to do that shit anyway until they got them laws off the fucking books. Being perfect within a society is not gonna make a society treat you better. The only way they're gonna be able to respect you is that you change the fucking laws that allow them to do this shit. That's how change happens. The guy in Minnesota, whatever his name was, it escapes me because there's too many motherfuckers getting bucked by the police.
Oh, are you talking about Jacob Blake? Or what?
No, Minnesota.
Rittenhouse.
The guy.
Cal Rittenhouse? I mean, no, that wasn't. That was
no. The guy with the gun who was no threat to the police. He ended up shot anyway, and he didn't go to jail for it. Had his wife and kid in the car.
Are you talking about Philando Castile?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the same type of rights that they hide behind to do that.
Oh yeah, that was unjustified. Yeah, that was unjustified.
Both of them are unjustified for the same exact reason. If
Black
you are
men,
a trained professional,
right.
if you're a trained professional, you just went over this. Wouldn't have happened to a white man, a white woman, an Asian man, an Asian woman, a Latino man, a Latino woman. The same shit that happened to Philando Castile.
No, I just can't.
Was the same shit that happened to this guy. The police used their training when they shouldn't have to actually shoot at somebody.
What's wrong with telling black men, police? Can I finish a statement? Because then
I say do both, but I'm just saying don't let one off the hook.
Can I finish a statement though? At least since you did, can I just finish a statement? That's all I'm saying. If you know the police officer are not going to get punished once they kill you, they're going to get a lighter sentence. What's wrong with telling black men, don't hold court on the side of the fucking street? Think like a man.
I never said not to.
Okay. Look, on these police shootings, I be previewing the video. I be like, damn, if you would have just complied, make it so obvious that you're complying that the officer have no reason but to let you live. Make it so, like, police got body cam.
Were you not here yesterday? Were you not here yesterday when we played the I Don't Answer Questions video about how that dude was straight up rude as fuck?
Which one?
To the police? Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Is it white dude or what?
White dude.
Well, MOT, that's two different arguments, though.
No, it's not two different arguments. It's about police treatment of people within the society. You don't believe in equal protection under the law. You're thinking that acting perfect within the society is going to protect you from police action. We already seen it for Philando Castile, Tamir rights, that shit doesn't happen. Take away that right to be able to do that at all. That's what the protests are about. People don't like power being protested because somehow you feel offended at that shit and you think that acting perfect is somehow going to save you from those actual consequences. It does not.
Hey, MOT, let me ask you this question, man.
How these things happen within those circumstances is those professional people made an unprofessional distinction and they decided to do some shit that they was going to get away with.
Hey, MOT.
That's why that happened.
In the recent police shootings you've been seeing, having the black person been fighting the officer.
I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't care about that. You get to fight, you get to not the one to go to jail, and they get not
black man. We gonna say you got equal protection under the law, but as soon as you get your head blown off, we ain't gonna do shit but argue was it justified?
Oh, here we go.
You gonna become a hashtag?
Absolute.
No, come on, you gonna become a hashtag?
Absolute.
And then you gonna
be dieselological absolute.
So it's best.
We go dieselological absolute
with the officer to make it back home to your wife and kids. That's simple. I'm not gonna tell you.
If you go to AM radio, you hear white people saying the exact same thing that you're saying, but they would not lobby for that shit when it's a white person. They don't.
Man, a lot of people get shot by the police. I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
Different mishaps they had.
Another deflection tactic and strategy. Listen, if you're a professional and you're at work, you engage in an unprofessional action, your ass should go to jail for it. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah.
Hey man, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check out.
That's my only
argument. I'm not arguing that.
No, I'm just saying that people misunderstand what the protests are about. But that's what it's about, the ability to be able to do that.
All right.
We know. Oh, okay. Here's another parallel case where it didn't work. The black guy who shot into a crowd and killed that fucking white woman from Australia, that nigga went to jail. Tried to hide behind the same fucking power, and it didn't protect him. So all I'm saying is use the same power evenly across the board.
Well, police saying you freeze, you reach into a vehicle. We gotta start using common sense, man. I'm a survivalist, man. I'm not gonna go right or wrong.
I'm not saying not to use common sense. I'm saying to do both. But when it does happen on the other side, we still gotta hold the police responsible and accountable when shit happens.
MOT, nobody did more police corruption stories than me. It's all the police
need to call out and
be held responsible. I agree, but man, some of these police shootings, man, it's hard to argue in favor of the guy getting shot.
Okay, they have a channel that you would like called Police Activity. You'll see people getting shot for verified reasons all day long. That should be the standard. Tons of chances, space being cleared out, all that shit.
Yeah.
Police Activity. Please look it up. Millions of people subscribe to it.
Oh, yeah, I follow that. I follow them. They show police corruption videos.
Okay, so why don't you show one of those cases where a person is verifiably shot alongside of that situation with that guy. You would see clearly that they both are not the same thing. What I'm saying is have an actual standard to which everybody is held toward. Because I don't give a fuck about somebody's fear and them shooting a motherfucker when they shouldn't have shot. Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck how citizens act. I expect for the government to be more professional than the fucking citizens. I don't think the government have any more right to life than anybody else. That's all I'm saying. And that was a person who was held to those fucking standards in the military. The niggas would never allow anybody to do that. Why do you think all this shit? Okay. Why do you think that all this shit is not happening on military installations where they also have police? Do you think they're held to a higher standard than the actual standard of people outside of the military?
No, you say.
Okay. In the military, we follow the same laws and rules as the people on the outside. You make a bad shot and a bad call, you're going to prison for that shit. In every single fucking case. There ain't no unions. There ain't no white media. There ain't none of that shit. But what I'm saying is, why is it that this never happens on the military installation?
Because the consequences is severe, right?
Right. Why ain't the consequences severe outside the military, even though we follow the same law?
MLT, we agree. We agree. Yes. We agree.
That's what we're talking about. It's equal application of the law in all situations. That's what these people are protesting for.
But
we're not protesting for a rapist dude per se. We're protesting against the action that the person took at that specific time. That's all right. That's all the argument.
That's right, but I'm not. But my opinion, me just doing a video sitting here, I literally stated why I don't feel bad, and it have nothing to do with the legality, any legal stuff. I'm just saying based on moral. So it has nothing to do. That's the reason why. That's what I'm talking about on that video. You're Borgin. Hey, you're Borgin, MOT.
He'll probably be back. Cut to the chest.
All right, full circle. You go, man. You get your take on it.
No, I'm listening to it, and I hear where MOT is coming from. It should be no difference. And I'm not military. I come from my family. Father is military, but I get where MOT where he's coming from.
Full circle.
Yeah.
We can say we got equal protection, but I'm gonna tell black men just simply comply. Stop putting your life at the discretion of crooked police hands.
Right. Well,
your main job.
Make the right decision.
Yeah, just think like a man. Just everybody
but those same ones, the law enforcement, they gotta, if you look at it, they gotta be accountable too. You know what I mean? Even though they're put in a situation, they say like you never know what you will do until you're in that situation. These are trained people in authority. You know what I'm saying? Cut to the chase. They're trained. They're professionals. That's just like any other career. I mean, I'm not gonna put one above the other, but when it comes to like the police, you know, they're put out on a high plateau. You know this. So in a situation, there are things that I think that aren't even taught in class. You could almost say that, like, I don't know, I haven't been through no police training, but when it comes down to it, you have to make the right decision. We on the other hand, as civilians, I get it from where you're coming from, should be able to make the right decision, put in a situation and not be put into a situation to where we get shot or even killed or even death. But at the same time, those ones in high positions should know better too. They should know, like, yo, man, you ain't above the law. And I get where MOT is coming from, even with him being military. It's all the same, in or out, military or the police force. It's like, come on, man, what's the difference? So go ahead.
I'm finna hop off, man. I gotta handle some business, man.
All right, it's cool, man. I'm just saying I want both to happen equally distributed across the board.
And you have no argument with me on that part.
Okay.
All right.
I do want people to be more sensible too, but this shit still shouldn't happen at the behest of them not acting that way. It doesn't matter.
We can say
it should, and they are at work.
We can say
police are professionals and they are at work.
We can say it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Don't supposed to be that way. Amber Geiger should have got more than 10 years. We can say shoulda. but that don't mean
I know.
anything. That don't mean shit. I tell black men, your job is to get back home to your family.
But when you make the argument that it's okay under certain circumstances, you're actually making an argument for them in that specific case. I'm just saying that this shit should be criminalized because you're actually condemning somebody to death based off of stripping of their constitutional rights. The dudes have a constitutional right to a trial. They do. And punishment comes after a court case, not before.
Yeah, everybody deserves their thing in court. Everybody. That's why I tell black men, don't try to hold court on the side of the street. Try to fight the police. Try to run.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Nobody said any of that. If you watch the show Cops, they're nothing but white people running all over the place and not getting shot in the back. That's the distinction.
But
MOT like the cat that had the AR-15. Where was that? Was that Chicago ATL? Where was that? Chicago, right? And they made a big thing, and we all saw it. We all witnessed it. There was receipts there, cut to the chase, where he walked with his AR-15 with his hands in the air, and the tumblers, so to speak, like Batman police tumblers, was going through the street, passing them right up. And I thought, it's crazy. We will never get that. You know how they do it. When they see us, we wouldn't even get that far with an AR-15. We'd be already with our face to the cement. You know what I mean? Up in the dirt. He walked right around with the AR-15 as if like, yo, I'm on y'all side. But he trying to give himself up or put his hands up, and I think it even shocked that dude.
Here's the thing. Fight for the police to be held responsible for actions and stop trying to limit it at black people being more professional. That's actually somebody who's at work here, who's a trained professional.
All right. So you saying it does the victims a disjustice when we review the videotape and we say this is what the victim did wrong. Why did he do that?
No. Like the last time before this, I started with police training.
Yeah.
This is a police training issue. Because here's the thing. The application of police training is not the same across the board. Like me, if I was to use my quote-unquote training and do some crazy-ass shit, there ain't going to be all these people out here. Well, actually, there was a couple of shootings where the shit was one way. The guy pulled out a fucking gun, it's 9mm, and he fucking shot somebody. Even though the motherfucker was totally subdued on the fucking ground. And you know what this motherfucker tried to do? He tried to get us to fucking lie about the shit. And you know what happened? Fuck you. Going to prison for life. And I'm going to testify against your motherfucking ass. And that's what's going to happen here.
Hey,
I'm not holding no water for no corrupt motherfucker. No.
Hey, can I say this before I go, though? It's just like 2 seconds. Look, man.
Sure, fine.
Black men.
Well, here's your closing statement. No, here's your closing statement. Okay.
All right. Black men, when you're shot by the police, it has become very profitable and nothing but entertainment in America. When you get shot, a few things will happen. You have people saying it's justified. Then you have the other people on the opposite end saying it's unjustified. You'll become a hashtag and you'll be forgotten. It's just facts. It's just simple. So your life is actually valuable. Get home, comply with the officer, and make your survival rate go up. That's all I'm saying.
All right. And I'm saying, while all that is true, you can't say that and not hold police accountable. You have to understand what the actual protests are about. They're not about people not going to jail. Our system does a very good job of locking people up, probably too many. But at the end of the day, it's not enough police who know not to commit undisciplined fucking actions to save their own life. There's a difference between lazy policing and actual real policing. You even said it yourself. You understood if the cases were different, if the races were different, things act different.
Yeah, I acknowledge that if you make a police
hold on. Not only do I want the police officer to go to jail, I want you to go to jail, even though that you know that. A prosecutor should go over that with you inside of a courtroom. Do you understand that a white man would not have went through that? You would have said yes. Click. You get 20 years in prison. Right. We're even saying that this dude does not deserve a trial. You don't understand what you're actually lobbying for by saying that yes, these people should be perfect, but regardless of whether they're perfect or not, you should look at these fucking police in fucking Europe. Them white folks get way off the chains. They never fucking shoot anybody. And them motherfuckers go at the shit. I'm just saying, I'm not protecting police. I'm not kissing their ass. I'm not providing no quarter and letting them get off the hook for this crazy ass shit.
When you get pulled over by the police, you ain't yes sir, no sir. Before you make any movement, you're complying with the officer.
No.
Hey, officer,
No.
my wallet's in my glove department.
No. Listen. Okay. Listen. Here's the thing. I know how to act. I used to be one. And even if I didn't know how to act, I would still expect a professional at the scene.
I'm militaristic, so it's like you said, it's all about professionalism, bro.
Yeah, it's just that we cannot in no way justify what has happened on the other side. We just can't.
But because at the same time,
you're talking to an all-white audience and you don't really care about the outcome. But go ahead.
No, I was about to say, to cut to the chase. I get that, yes sir, no sir, but then your rights too. There's a way to act and there's a way not to act. I get that. They see that even with blacks. It's always that yes sir, no sir. Yes, just like Get Out. Remember that scene in Get Out, and he was in the driver's seat and his white female was in the other seat, and he was scared as hell, and she was up there saying all kinds of shit because they know the officer knew and the white chick knew. He was the only one sitting there with a yes sir, no sir, and it's like, this is crazy. They know that we can't be professionals, and we are usually professionals, but they got this whole yes sir, no sir, where they can just walk all over you. What MOT said, they feel they can get away with it. He's one so he gets it. He knows how they work. He knows how they move. It's only when you go so far with it. So no, he's not going to take the side and be like, yeah, police, yeah, you did what you do. No, man. I mean, there's rights.
Because it's easy to do that. It's so easy to do that.
Hey, well, but you don't have to even yes sir, no sir. All you gotta do is not act like a jackass, and before you make any movements, tell the officer.
No, you can act like a jackass. No, you can act like a jackass.
Hold on. Did that help Philando Castile?
See, the thing about Philando Castile, his shooting was unjustified, and they're
all unjustified in certain cases. If you use your professionalism incorrectly, you go to jail for it.
So, all right, MOT, when can the police use deadly force? Can you give me do the gun got to be pointed at them?
No.
Before they shoot, or what?
Yes. Yeah, nope. You have the same rules in the military. You have to actively be shot at first before you return fire. God, that's what I want the rules to be. The Marine Corps. Niggas signed up to go into the fucking Marine Corps knowing that. And they still sign up. Why the fuck do we have less cowardly motherfuckers being police? Fuck that. I want a different group of motherfuckers policing. What's wrong with that? Raising the standards. What's wrong with that?
MOT, do you even notice, and I know you see it too, cut to the chase, even on these whole make-believe, whatever, Hollywood, the TV shows, do you notice they do that too? They always wait. Have you noticed that? They don't just fire on the person. They wait until that person They wait till the person that they going after pulls first or makes the first draw. So what makes it okay for in real life, reality, okay for these assholes to do what they do?
But that's a real issue nobody talks about. When is deadly force? If a weapon's just in the car, do the police have a right to fire upon somebody? If the weapon falls, do the police have a right?
But it did happen, and he hid behind the same laws that these people are hiding behind.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that we need a separate commission. I say leave it up to the UN. I don't trust any judge or any prosecutor in this.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take your like. Listen, I have a foolproof method of solving this. You know what it is?
Yeah. What is it?
Okay, I'll explain it to you. If you could convince a 4-star general of the Navy SEALs, the Army Sappers, the Air Force Combat Controller / Pararescue, and the Marine Recon that you were so afraid of your fucking life that you could commit a felony, and all 4 of those generals say that, okay, that's good, then you get to go free. If you cannot convince those motherfuckers who kill people for a living that what you did was not fucking cowardly, by all means, you deserve to go free. Because in every fucking case, they would drop the hammer on your motherfucking ass in a heartbeat. They wouldn't even have a conversation with these fucking cowards.
All right, this is a serious question, MOT. So if a person pulls a knife on the police, do the police officer got to get stabbed first before he uses deadly force?
No. If you look at the police activity scanner, they clear the area, They get us through the dozen fucking chances, and then they shoot the motherfucker. It isn't some quick ass shit. They get us motherfucker a lot of room, a lot of leeway. Sometimes you have to bring in medical professionals. Like, dude, listen. It's about the energy you bring to the situation, too. That's what I'm talking about, this professionalism, please. It's still police training. I couldn't go up there and be all unprofessional and shit because most of these police encourage these type of interactions by the disrespect that they have towards these people before they show up to deal with these people.
You caught that cut to the chase, right? The professionalism, man. That's what it boils down to.
I mean, I'm not pro police. I'm not the type of dude who's just going to defend police after every damn shooting. I'm not that type.
Yeah. I'm in the International Criminal Court. As Mike B just said. Yep. I don't trust anybody in America to do that shit. Because guess what happens in Europe when they see some shit like that? They're fucking horrified.
All right, well.
They're like, why the fuck? Because guess what? They actually respect all people within their country. Here, the respect only goes so far.
Right.
All right, but who's signing up for that job? The police community you don't know nothing about, and they say you can't fire your weapon unless
they are the actual police
are fired at you. Who's gonna sign up for that job? Whose wife gonna want their husband to sign up for that job?
Here's the deal: the people who should, the people who actually are not afraid to police their fucking community should and would. Most of those people who are police officers, do you know they live sometimes 2 and 3 hours away from the places where they fucking police? They don't even live in the county. They live nowhere near that motherfucker.
Yep, that's been proven. Exactly. This is cut to the chase. When it comes down to it, a lot of things need to change, man.
Yeah.
And we got a long way to
go. And black people acting perfectly is not going to change it. People acting perfectly during fucking Jim Crow didn't change that shit. People acting perfectly during slavery didn't change that shit. People acting perfectly did not change Brown Boys of Broader education. They had to bring a fucking court case against these motherfuckers to change the shit.
Wow.
That's the thing that needs to change it.
I always ask that, why come police doesn't have the same laws as citizens? If me and MOT arguing and he runs to his truck, if he runs to his truck and he just reaching, open his car door, I don't have protection just to shoot him 7 times in the back because I thought he could have been getting something. I still go to jail.
Okay.
Can I explain my situation?
Yeah. Look, MOT, I agree. I always ask people, look, I agree, but I just, look, it's clearly that the police officer, they can just, it looked like he has something self-defense. But a citizen try that, if me and MOT arguing, and I go.
What I'm saying is nobody should have that power. That's what they're protesting for. Now that you get it, and we hear, when we do understand and agree, that's what they're protesting. Nobody should have the right or the power to do what that person did in that specific situation under that specific instance.
Yep.
That's the whole deal.
But can I just want to say this, man. Now, I beat all my cases. I had 3 drug trafficking cases. I had 1 case.
Wait, man. Let's not explain it. Let's not push it into that. I wanted to keep it on this specific topic.
I'm on a specific topic. I just want to say this. I'm not trying to throw you off, MOT. All I'm saying is like this.
No, it's just that we don't want to talk about past cases and what you beat. It's like that. I want to keep it centered around right and wrong here.
Okay,
yes, the police lock people up for a myriad of issues. They do shit way outside the fucking Constitution, and you got to have a lawyer to prove all that shit didn't happen. My brother beat that shit too. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, in this specific case, because we're talking about a very specific instance, the dude should never have had the right to fucking do that shit.
Now we must understand that the officer has his fiduciary duty on the behalf of the Constitutional Republican Trust document. And that's what I was about to say to you, MOT. I don't want to throw everything off, but we have to understand that it's a certain mental psychology that the person is going through when they have a contact with an officer. We all must understand, in order to contact, we must contract. I understand that we have brothers getting shot down. I understand it, but we have to look at these situations where the policeman it's like what MOT said. These policemen are not psychologically fit to be a great officer on the behalf of the trust document of the Constitution. In order for everybody to change the shit that's going on, it's the psychology of the people. The people have to change their fucking psychology. I've been listening to you and MOT for the whole time. Like I said before, bro, if people have a certain perception that the media, not just the media, movies, not just the movies, even your cartoons and video games will automatically give you a psychological effect of what you portray in the programs or your reality simulated just like that, bro. So when it comes to black men getting shot first in all the other cultures, we have to understand that a black man's psychology, an average black man's psychology, when they meet the police, bro, they shook the fuck up. They don't know what to fucking do after that. Thus, if I'm the damn police officer who shook the fuck up, I'm ready to get my goddamn gun and pull it out. So we have to understand on both sides of the fence, we have two unhealthy people. The police officer need to be a healthy, confident fiduciary. You know, his duty on the behalf of that document, he need to know that it's my duty as a police officer to work on the behalf of the Constitution. And for the black person who get pulled over or come in any type of contact with a police officer, he need to know that, all right, I need to get my game face on. I need to change my mental of perception, because at this time,
I mean, like warrior training and all this crazy shit. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? You're not at war. You're policing the motherfuckers who you're supposed to be giving a fuck about. Like,
right. So,
yeah. And can I? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, dog. Go.
Okay, I wanted to say that we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Oh, this is dark space. So we have to be careful about this whole respectability politic, and that's because we can't give excuses for executions. We can't give excuses for executions. And this is not a black and white thing. This is just a matter of, you can't just use someone's past or someone's sort of history as an explanation as to why a shooting is justified, because you're treading into very dangerous territory. That's very dangerous.
It's a post hoc rationalization. And here's the other thing. You don't see any Native American who is shot on a way higher percentage, by the way, that's never covered by the police. You don't see no Native American going out here making videos saying that they people need to be shot and that the Constitution don't need to be followed, and they're giving passes for fucking unprofessional behavior. No other group of people does that but black people.
It's the hatred.
All the group of people does that.
It's the psychology.
I don't defend Pookie and Ray. I don't defend Pookie and Ray at all, and I think that's what he's trying to say. No, I don't defend criminals. They need to go to jail. Trust me. Like when TK and all those people went to jail, they need to go there. But at the same time, you're treading into very dangerous territory when you're justifying shootings because somebody had a bad history. Okay, if he had a bad history, then let him go to jail. You know, of course they can't defend that. I mean, if he actually had the history that he had, and it's the same deal with Breonna Taylor, they would have been done. But you can't just keep justifying people's deaths because you don't per se like them, because that treads into, and like I said, I've had a friend, his name is Neil, and this guy, you know, he worked his average job. He also worked in IT. During the riots, the police officers just straight up just threw him out the car. And I'm like, there's no way that you can justify that. It's like I'm trying to militarize the police to justify them just going around just shooting people and beating people up. I'm like, no, listen, I respect police officers. I have some of my family, but you have to hold them to a particular standard, because as of lately, they've just been getting out of hand. It's just ridiculous now. Like, it's just too much, and I don't understand.
Here's the thing, Dark Space. They haven't been getting out of hand. This is normal activity for them. It's just now that every time it happens, it's national fucking news when it happens. None of these people have really changed the way that they fucking operate. None of them have.
Hey, but MOT, even with the George Floyd, none of them has changed. Even before,
none of them have.
Even after, none of them have. We've talked about some of this stuff too, where it's like more training. They need to go back and work the therapy part. They need to do all of this. Like you said, MOT, notice none of them has changed. It's like it was already from the get-go in their morning meetings before they go out on the beat, as they say on the beat. It's almost like them saying, if you can't get no cooperation, if all else fails, hell with it. Shoot their ass. You know what I mean? It's like it's
here's the thing.
Out there in the air. If you can't get what you want, officers, of mine, family, shoot their ass. Just shoot them.
Here's what I say. Here's what I say. Here's what you give police. Anti-fear training. And you know what you have them sign? A document every fucking day that you sign before you take their motherfucking ass out there. Your actions are going to be scrutinized like a motherfucker. If you don't treat everybody equality or across the fucking board and you commit some unprincipled fucking actions, your ass won't work here and you will go to prison and you will not have any protection of anybody here. Sign this fucking form. There you go. Signature on this date, signature on this date. You knew not to go out there on some fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck about your training. If you don't apply it, this is why you have standards with training. So that way, in the same situation, you can say, okay, this is a good shot based on this. Police make a lot of good shots that don't nobody talk about. It's the bad ones that we are talking about, but it's almost like, well, in order to get some of the good shots, you gotta have some of the bad shots too. Fuck you, you go to prison. Life sentence, no possibility of fucking parole. I don't care if the police officer go to jail. Because it's not about the police going to jail or not. It's these fucking citizens out here who are justifying this shit. You can't say this shit in Germany. If you were to say this shit in Germany, they'll lock your ass up. First of all, Polizei wouldn't act like that. But still, if you came out and say, oh, this motherfucker deserves to be dead, clickety clink clink, your ass is going to jail. Yes, I want you to go to jail for your fucking opinion, especially if you're condemning somebody to death because you don't want them to have their rights be actually equalized. Our justice system don't have a problem locking motherfuckers up. Go ahead, Mike B.
Hey, peace to the panel and peace to the chat. Thank you for having me on, MOT. Yeah, I think I think what's going on here is that you have a somewhat silent back to blue movement in the manosphere. A lot of these content creators are having these opinions, but they're
like that.
A lot of these content creators are having these opinions without actually saying back to blue. And they're reinforcing these ideas that, because when we talk about Ray and Pookie, that's a mindset. It's not an actual person.
See, it's a psychology. That's right.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do is say this physical person should be killed because he ran to his car. He could have used his car as a weapon. And it's like, wait a second here. If we go to Police Activities channel, we'll see a dozen videos in the last 30 days of non-black people getting away with katana swords and all sorts of weapons and not being shot. Being given all sorts of leadway to behave in ways that if they were black, they would never had 30 seconds to live, man. So what we have now in the manosphere or in this social space is that we have people who are coming here and trying to separate themselves by this sort of good behavior policy, which is not really a policy at all, because we see many white people. If you come to Boston and you go down Methadone Mile,
what it is respectability politics. That's all it is.
Yeah, if you come to Boston, you go down to Methadone Mile, you'll never see a white person who's doped up or anything like that being shot by police. Never. It never happens.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately, a lot of black men in this space, and I had to kind of separate from the whole black conservative movement because I began to realize that a lot of them, they're not really conservative, one, and then two, a lot of them were just flat out like anti-black. They ain't trying to work with no black people. They ain't trying to help no black person that's productive. It's just more of like this, just the constant justification of just shootings and actual, like, it just seems like if they align themselves that they're all of a sudden just going to be exempt from the BS or the actual racism. And I'm just realizing that many, especially the women, are not actually conservatives. They just kind of pretend to be traditional. And I realized that for black people, as long as you're not ghetto, you're conservative, which that's not the case.
No, they're miserable liberals posing as conservatives. Okay, they're angry that the party isn't listening to them and they don't have a voice in the party. That's really what it's coming down to. Because as long as they get their needs met, they're down with the party. But because everyone else is getting heard and they're not getting heard, then they feel that we need to adopt these sort of conservative policies. But you have these same neoconservatives, the neo-black male conservatives, who are right now uploading videos and having these live streams supporting this guy, Kyle Rittenhouse, whatever his name is, in Wisconsin, walking around with an AR-15. But yet you got a young black male, Tamir Rice, who's playing with a toy and gets shot immediately in the open carry state. And these guys don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm like, this dude was marching around with a whole AR. What is he doing with the AR at a protest anyway? Why are you there? Why are you there? Like, I don't understand that. That'd be like me knowing that a protest was happening, and I come around there with an AK. Clearly, I'm looking for trouble. Why would you go there?
Listen, man. If you cross state line with a loaded fucking gun and you show up to a peacefully assembling protest with a fucking gun, it should be a felony. Shouldn't be no fucking guns at the goddamn peaceful protest. And especially if that bitch go off for any reason, I want your ass going to jail if anybody get in.
Hey, but MOT, catch this part though. The white boy could come up with an explanation. Let's say he was stopped or right out the gate, got stopped, would have asked for an explanation, or if he was allowed to give one, could have gave whatever he wanted to give. They would have heard that. The black man would have got no explanation. You get the difference? The white boy could be like, well, what you doing here, son? Or what you doing? Who gave you the right to do that? Okay, carry on. He could give any type of BS that he wanted to. When you know it, you see it, the black man, he won't even get a chance to even open his mouth. No explanation, no nothing. So there is no, you know what I mean? There is no equal. Get what I'm saying? When it comes to the white boy that came in with the AR, if we came in with an AR, it's not equal across the board. It should have been like you said, come across state lines, that's it. You done. Load it too, or if it goes off, it should go across the board from black to white, Asian, whatever. I mean, it's just not the same. It's all messed up, man.
They shot that brother in Sacramento a few years ago in the backyard because they thought he had a gun, and it turned out to be an iPhone. I mean, just about that. He was in the backyard. He was live streaming himself. Actually, he was live streaming himself, and they shot him, and they thought it was a gun.
Yeah,
everything's a fucking gun when you don't actually want to protect the general public.
Yeah, but that's
I look at it as not just protect the general public. I look at this. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Mike, but I look at it like this. Now we have to remember our environment is unhealthy as hell too. Now we have to understand, how can we need certain people to move a certain spectrum within the simulation of our public society, and our environment is a conflict of interest. The food ain't how it used to be. People ain't how it used to be. The technology ain't how it used to be. So we all have to understand we're like in a radioactive fucking environment, and we trying to conduct ourselves in a way where we used to. And I'm to the point, and I'm sitting back and I'm just listening to everything. And I'm sorry, bro, but if the policeman is not healthy, if the citizen ain't healthy, I'm sorry, but systematically, what we just saying and what we talking about is just going to portray within the spectrum of our life that we see in the simulation of the Matrix.
No, they're not shooting. No, they're not shooting people.
That would be true. That would be true under one circumstance. If they shot everybody equally across the board, in every single circumstance, what you would be saying is absolutely true. They're misusing their power in a very specific situation. That's why that is not true. That's why I respectfully disagree.
And in this context about Wisconsin, about this brother Jacob Blake being shot in the back, that same police department trained in Israel pre-COVID.
You mean Israel?
Yeah, they train in most of these police departments train in Israel, except for Durham, North Carolina, where the people actually petitioned to stop them from actually training in Israel. That happened about a year ago.
Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Mike. No, MOT, ain't we were just talking about this shit last night, bro? We have covert organizations within the certain sectors of the federal government where they're carrying out these acts. Yeah.
Well, that's what the training, what we're seeing now, I mean, it's not all that new, but in far-fetched, but in Israel, that's how they treat Palestinians. Right? They shoot Palestinians. If you look at a lot of the videos, some of the videos have been taken down, you got Palestinians who are handcuffed and getting shot in the head while they're on the ground.
Oh wow! So they're going to
and I just don't understand why you have a lot of people, especially surprisingly black people, defending this, because I see it right now. And what I think is so interesting is that a lot of people don't realize we're shifting into a very sort of authoritative society. But instead of it actually being the government doing it, it's the people doing it to themselves by justifying the government's bad behavior. And I just don't understand this crap. I was like, there's no reason why you have places like Germany, France, all these other places that are much more like, how can I say, like trained people who have much less shootings than the United States. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And these are other white people.
Society all the way around. They have a humane society all the way around.
I can't believe it.
But if you try to protect people equally, it'll be called socialism or some shit.
Oh yeah.
The lack of basic protections of people in the society oh shit, you want socialism, you want everybody treated to. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Why the fuck would I want that?
And why are we allowing our
socialism is communism.
I mean, why are we allowing our tax dollars to be used to pay these non-professional people in a professional job? It doesn't make sense why anybody would support something like this, man. But the same people who support it or back the blue also back this guy, Kyle Rittenhouse. Mm-hmm. They also support, the militias going up to the Michigan State House and occupying the house. They support all of this. So, they got a problem with big government when it comes to child support, but they don't have a problem with big government enforcing their extending their arm into the black community. This sort of, perspective, man, is these neo-black male conservatives, man.
Y'all get them likes up, share, subscribe, get them likes up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of any black man that sucks off any particular party a little bit too much. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not with the whole Democrats. I'm not with the whole Republican thing. I'm for whatever young black men need to get ahead.
That's why you focus on policies rather than
I don't care about. Pretty much, yeah. I don't care about the whole. Oh God, it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump, come on. I don't care. What are they doing for us? I don't care about the whole crap. Because they don't really do nothing for nobody at the end of the day anyway, besides for corporations. That's what they care about. It's the only reason why they stay here in this country.
Policy is power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to say that a policy can be derived from just be perfect. Shit won't happen to you. Like, nah, man. You got to require something out of power.
Yeah, one of the things, MOT, that we've been working on here locally, and this could probably traverse most black communities across America, is that setting up a non-emergency phone number for community policing, where you don't have to engage. You don't have to have these first responders engage in the second and third response. It doesn't make any sense that these non-professional people are showing up to professional situations unprepared and unprofessional. So, setting up a non-emergency number like a star 811 or a star 711 to handle incidents in predominantly black areas by the local residents is more effective than actually having some pale-faced, palm-colored person who doesn't have any interest in being professional or doesn't even like black people to come in these sort of environments.
Now Mike,
they actually did that in Mississippi. They actually did that in Mississippi, and the actual crime went like off a cliff. And then they was like, "Oh shit, we gotta get rid of it." And next, it got fucking defunded. Why? Motherfuckers wasn't getting locked the fuck up, so they had to start cutting the fucking police budget because they need an actual cachet of potential fucking criminals. This is why they're encouraged to make things look like they're not, so that way they can artificially boost how bad crime is in the area. Crime is down. There should be no reason for increased shootings. Shouldn't be a reason.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, MOT, because in actuality, crime is actually at the lowest it has ever been in a long time. A lot of this stuff, just like the COVID cases, are heavily inflated by other things that do not actually involve what like the person was originally fixed with. And so I really think, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of black people either side, they kind of play into the system because what they don't realize is that the way that the community is, the community is really just a way to kind of breed more prisoners and dysfunctional people so that in return, these police officers, those Republicans can keep their money and power going. Because a lot of people, and a lot of people don't want to say this, but a lot of people, other races and black women included, they benefit off of black male failure. A lot of these institutions do. They need these institutions. They need a bunch of these black men to get paid.
That's the matriarchy. I keep saying it.
Hold on a second. Let me get Nagone 11 here. What's going on, Nagone?
What's going on, Nagone? 10-4.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? Yeah, you guys are talking, an awful lot of sense here. I found something kind of interesting where I started to look at Oakland, California, where they actually had a huge problem with the police and corruption and all that. And then they put in a civilian review board. And we started to see, since they've had a real civilian review board that can actually take your ass out if they have to do that, or they had to do that, we saw crime considerably go down. Now, we're not talking about Oakland being of the most low crime areas, but we saw that a lot of the corruption and a lot of the fuckery that was going on, the police seemed to have raised the crime levels there. Now, when they started to have civilians begin to totally review them and have them under scrutiny, we've seen that crime rate come down nicely. How is that? Now, these are some of the. Now, this is going on actively currently right now, and nobody talks about it, which I find very interesting. So I see that the real answers to a lot of what we can do for good policing in our community are already there. They don't want a lot of people to have control over the police because there's a lot of money in your beat down and destruction. I was having a conversation with some of my fraternity brothers the other night, and some of them I really had some real issues with because I brought up a very key fact that Wall Street has gotten their hands into the police abuse game. And what do I mean by that? Wall Street. A lot of the abuse that goes on in these small towns in Wisconsin and other places, a lot of people get killed. A lot of people get killed over there, and they don't have the money to pay a lot of these very large settlements that they're going to end up paying. So what happens is Wall Street comes in and offers up bonds, and they, the bond guys come in and they give a bond issuance to a lot of the and then the city plan. The city planners and or the city comptrollers and them. They sit there and they accept these bond offerings, and they end up paying out these $5-6 million lawsuits to these people that they have because they have these budgets that they have budget issues. But the thing about these bonds, they go out for a long term. So these bonds are just not for 3 or 4 years. These bonds are for maybe 5, 10, 15, some go out 20 years. So they make a lot of money on this. So this money keeps coming through. The bond issuing companies, they make money on issuing these bonds. So all of a sudden you start seeing a large amount of money being made off of these killings.
Right.
And so therefore the incentive to stop a lot of this is not there because it's a catch-22. In a very ugly way, it becomes almost profitable to kill your ass. God, and that's an undercover thing that nobody speaks about, that nobody really is aware of. And then when you start talking about that, and you start bringing
it's time
it up,
for you to go.
Some people they're so psychologically fucked that when you bring it up, they'll start screaming, they'll start going crazy, they'll start having a conniption, and because they haven't thought about it. They haven't thought about this. Now here I am, a former bond trader on Wall Street. Okay, to trade stocks, bonds, but here that slipped by me, and I'm sophisticated to this. And if it slipped by me, my God, it's going to slip by almost everyone else that's here. So that's why I bring that up to show you that the police industrial complex is a big piece in this, and there's a big money flow behind it. So you have to start to put your real thinking cap on and look at following the money and how this thing works. I just wanted to finish. Yeah. And that's where you get to the bottom line of this whole game. And that's just one aspect of it. So that's not the whole piece. Now, when you have community review boards and civilian review boards and all this kind of stuff, reviewing the police and keeping their eyes on it, it's going to keep a lot of those killings down. It's going to keep a lot of those situations from happening. So the money game and some of that gets interrupted. The flow gets interrupted. Now the police have to be responsible. Now they're not going to get these huge budgets and all this money coming in, for policing and so forth to do a lot. Where now here we are, they're raising more money to arm more police and put more shit into the police departments, militarize them even more. And crime has been going down consistently over the last 20 years.
Nagon, you mean privatize them? That's what they're doing. They're privatizing everything.
And that's where a lot of money's coming from. People have to follow that. So you have to look at that. You have to look at this thing for what it is. That's why you have to take control of your police departments and restructure them. And
before we come out,
hold on, man. Let him finish.
Okay,
okay. Especially in Black communities. So I just want want people to understand how this thing really works, and it's sophisticated. And you just can't look at this thing and get emotional. They like white boys to be emotional over this. They want to kill you because you are the substrate of which this system off of. And you have to understand where you are in this game. It's a zero-sum game, fam. And I want people to be aware and be intelligently aware of what we're doing. All
right. I'm gonna look at it like this. I'm to the point that it's like I tell lots of people, when you on the private side and you have most of these policemen moving as a 501c3 nonprofit organization, it's like I just said before earlier in the chat room. It's based on the psychology of the citizen. An average citizen don't know about no damn policeman bond. An average citizen don't know about how the policeman and the organization is moving within its city. What I'm saying is, you don't know the EIN number, you don't know the Duns and Bradstreet number, the things that you need to know in order to attack them at a private capacity. Because it's like I tell people, you cannot infringe on mixing the private with the public. They already moving the wrong way off damn GP. Because they move at private capacity, but they're protecting the public. They already a conflict of interest. You don't know.
This is why you can't have police unions protecting this type of activity. You can't have a legal protection arm. I mean, it makes sense if you're a government worker, if you're working like the IRS or even a Social Security bill.
Right.
But if you go out here, like, they shot that dude in the back 7 times because they didn't want his ass showing up at a trial. He ended up surviving.
Right.
Can anybody say that that's what the punishment is, no matter what the crime is, in relation to that? The answer is no. But when we try to post hoc rationalize the shit, I want niggas locked up in this shit. I want you locked the fuck up, off the fucking streets. Because at that point, that's when you see when it's wrong. Because people like, oh, I'm protecting my motherfucking opinion. I'm like, your opinion can really get you fucked up out here. Really get you fucked up out here. And you got to bring consequences to these people, even if you don't bring them to the police. Here's the thing. You think they would have any white person on TV saying some of the shit they say on YouTube about these fucking issues? Dude, they would lose every fucking advertiser on their fucking show. Every single one of them be out of there. Host would be fired. Colin Cowherd, I don't like the guy, came somewhere close to saying that Dominicans are not as smart, even though a third of the baseball players come from there. They got rid of that motherfucker for coming anywhere close to saying some crazy shit about a group of people. Even though I got the point that he was making, but he was making another underlying point beneath that. And he kept coming real close to saying that shit in a whole bunch of situations, and I knew he was going to go overboard. But at the end of the day, you got to be responsible for what you fucking say out here. When I say I don't like these motherfucking hood niggas and all that shit, unproductive motherfuckers, I'm talking about the shit that they do within the actual environment, not because of who they are just being there. They have to actually fucking do something. And when they do something, I want the motherfuckers going to jail over the shit. Again, I'm still talking about a trial here. I'm not talking about a trained professional being able to shoot somebody without a fucking trial. And somehow that's very hard for people to get. I don't understand it.
Deadly force should only be met with deadly force. You should not, there's no excuse for people walking around who are unarmed getting killed. And there was a study done I was looking at. This came out of the Guardian newspaper, and it actually came into the New York Times as well. They showed where they were looking in the UK. They were looking at Wales that actually has armed police, and they found in Wales they found that they had 55 police murders over the last 25 years.
God
and
damn.
then they found, 55 police killings. Police were killing people on the last 25 years. Then we saw here in the United States, just recently, up to the present day, 55 police murders in 24 days. So you are looking at a murderous, bloodthirsty police force that's functioning somewhat as a death squad. Now, mind you, this is killing black people, white people, and others, but this is the amount of killings that are going on here in the United States with the police. And as I said, there's a lot of money that flows around behind this. Now, this is murderous. And when you go to other countries like Brazil, you go to Thailand and other places, which are supposed to be, and even the Philippines, that's supposed to be smaller countries, poorer countries or whatever, they don't have police killings at this rate. They don't have it. They don't have people killing people at this rate with their police. They don't have it. How do you explain this? But when you bring this up, you get these crazed conservatives who I call they call themselves conservatives that I call anti-black. How would I say white, racially aggrieved populists, and I call them niggers. them black words, and I will never back down from that. Okay, and if that's too bad. I say this every.
Hello.
Oh,
you would accept this. You know, Breonna Taylor getting blasted in her house 8 times, and this woman is a professional. What are you doing, blasting this woman away in her crib? This is acceptable.
Oh, wait.
Kind of things.
What are you doing? What are you doing going to the wrong address? What are you doing going to the wrong address? Like listen, the judge should be brought up on charges for signing a warrant on the wrong arrest.
Exactly. No knock, and then you're shooting into somebody's windows. I mean, this is not going on anywhere else in the civilized world, except here. And people are accepting this. You have these niggers accepting this shit, saying it's okay. Well, they shouldn't be this way. Blah, 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 blah. And no other race. What other race do you see accepting this? Where do you see this? I challenge anybody else to show me. I challenge anybody else anywhere. And show me where this is. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And we're not putting all police underneath this, but clearly we have a problem. Clearly there is a very serious problem here, and it has to be addressed. And, you know, and you're looking at Oregon right now and up there. This is white on white. There's not a bunch of black people out there going against these folks. These are white people. So this is telling you what's coming down the pike. This thing is way out of control. Many of them have asked for it, and here it is. You wanted this police state, and here it is. And look at its results. It's a bloodthirsty Medusa. We can't accept this. This is unacceptable.
And you know,
so we have to sit down and talk about this. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
My bad. But yeah, sorry. I was saying that it was kind of interesting because I was on one of the conservatives' Twitter, and he was sharing a story about like Chinese officers harassing the citizens, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of interesting because a lot of the American police officers act just like the Chinese officers and the Communist Chinese Party, and I was like, it's kind of interesting how you have so many conservatives who like claim that they're against China and that they're for freedom of speech and the Constitution, but when you actually hear their opinions on certain things, they kind of sound like Ding Pei. When you really think about it, they act just like them.
That's because Jim Crow was a fascist, very communist style of governing. You know, where it sucked the life out of black people in the South and basically robbed them for all their riches and stymied them. It's no different than, you know, what happened in Germany. You know, a lot of your daughters of the Confederates and, you know, the sons of the Confederates and whatnot, they were in full lockstep with Nazi Germany at the rise of the 30s and the 40s.
Very accurate. It's very accurate. That's very accurate. You know, and then when we start to see, you know, a lot of the killings and the police permitting people just to go hog wild on you and go crazy on you, we saw that in concert along with, you know, the Confederate monuments going up, and these were the conservatives and the right wingers of your society who were perpetuating this against you. But when you bring that up to the hood conservatives and these guys want to scream over you. And I had one crazy nigger actually threaten to fucking I'll beat you if I see you nigga on me. Fucking Godzilla. He's threatening my ass. Can you believe that shit? That's how crazy these niggas. I mean, out of their minds. So it's like these guys are not even thinking clearly. I got nothing. I got no love for these guys. I got nothing for them. And at the end of the day, you have to look at what's going on in this country. Now it's starting to hit more white folks, and they're starting to respond against it. But look at the response that they've had against our community. How do you justify unarmed black people? Oh, he's a nigga. Shooting them down? That's why you don't hear me talking about Pookie and Ray Rays and all that, because at the end of the day, many innocent black people, good black folks working 2 and 3 jobs and stuff like that are getting killed. And nobody's speaking up. And who speaks for them? I mean, it's beyond comprehension. Yeah. But yet, history doesn't mean anything. The amount of money that's
kind of like crazy.
Go ahead.
It's kind of like the existence of one thing justify all the bullshit on the other end, and it's like that ain't the case. It's never been the case. Yeah, man. Well, let me get up out of here because I got to be able to roll out somewhere else. So, any last words? Let's see what we got left. Hold on a second. Bro, wait, hold on a second. Bro, speak. I'm sorry, man. I skipped all over you, man. What's going on, bro? Speak.
Oh, nothing much. I just wanted to say that it's gotten to the point where some of these people are so anti-hood people that they've just gone to the point of anti-black, period. And when you look at that video of Jacob Blake, there is no reason for that guy that got shot 7 times. You mean to tell me in the time it took him to walk from behind the one side of the car to the other side to open that door, none of those cops could have tackled this guy from behind? There were 2 of them behind him. And they saying that was justified shooting him. I don't get it. We can't. I work in the prison. We can't even, well, we don't have guns. We can't even do the stuff that these cops are doing, even without the guns, because we would get fired.
Oh, of course.
I mean, it's just
that guy that actually shot that into that crowd and killed that Australian lady in actual Minnesota. That dude from I think like some country. I'm gonna say Ghana. That guy went to jail when he did that shit.
Right.
You know, he didn't have that protection of the police and all that shit like everybody else did. And that's the only thing we said. Like in all these cases, hey man, lock a motherfucker up. You know, come on, man. Yeah, that's all we're saying.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where they're so anti-hood that I guess it's the me.
They're not anti-hood. They're not anti-hood. They're just anti-black, and they want to use anti-black because they ain't got no policies that they want to support. They have nothing that they want to change. So they rather come in and play this culture warrior game of talking about all this other shit that has everything to do with policies, but they have no specific thing that they want to point at to actually change any of this shit. That's like, look, I don't talk about Chicago because why? I don't fucking live there. I don't know how to help them, and it never come out my fucking mouth. I would never use the things that are happening in Chicago as a reason for shit to be going on in Minnesota or fucking Wisconsin. The problem is the shit shouldn't be. It should be happening versus it should not be happening. We know what police do in other countries and shit when they give a fuck about their citizens. As long as they're being held to account, they act differently. Military installations, motherfucker act a brazen fucking fool, especially when they're high, hopped up on drugs. You've never seen or they're doing some crazy shit. That's the only thing I want is for these people here to do the same thing. We can do both. We can do both.
It's crazy because it's like I work in a prison. I actually know what these guys are charged with before I interact with them, and I still can't do some of the stuff that these police are trying to do. And then the police don't even know what they're walking into before they get in there. They might have maybe a warrant, but other than that, they don't know what these guys have done. And we're trying to judge these guys over something after the fact, not at that moment. So it's crazy. It's gotten to the point they're so anti-black. They just want to see guys get shot for no reason, not understanding that you have black people who are doing the best. They may live in the hood, they may not. They're doing the best they can, and they're still getting punished. They still can get caught up with these cops the way that they see in these instances. And for people not to see that, I mean, it's something wrong. It's just something wrong with.
Yeah.
You know, you should have policing. There's nothing wrong with professional policing. No one would speak of police who are doing their jobs and doing that right. Like you said, you know, you can look at compwatch.com and take a look at, you know, a lot of things going on. And you do see, you know, police operating in professional fashions. And a lot of times if they have to go violent, it's because it's warranted. I saw a case one time where a guy was just pulling the guy out of a car, and I saw the cop was actually making a mistake. He left the guy standing inside of you know, had the door open, but he was standing inside. The guy could bend down over and reach into his vehicle. Shot, missed him, and the police returned fire. He got back and
Yeah, you're bargaining to go.
Hello, you breaking it?
Break it up, Nicole.
Dangerous circumstances, even though it's not the most dangerous job in the world. I think it's number 17 or something like that as far as danger is concerned on the job. But at the same time, professional policing is something that we all can respect. But a lot of this other stuff that we see where guys are just doing crazy shit and just shooting guys up and doing crazy stuff, and everybody is supporting it and money is being generated behind this. This is what we have to stop. This is what is destroying our police game, and this is destroying the public confidence. And this is something that we have to address. And for us, for Black people, my God, this has been a long chronicle of misery in that regard.
Yeah, we got cowardly people with guns, and nobody sees the problem with this. Cowardly people who's scared of taking an ass whooping. This is no better than some of the guys that the hood that they are talking about who get beat up and then pull out a pistol and start shooting the people. The cops are doing the same thing, but they got smoke for those guys, but none for the cops. I don't get that, man.
I mean, ain't cops are professionally trained in self-defense?
Yes, they should be. They're trained.
No,
they're trained hand to hand.
Hold on, fellas, listen to this. They say they don't have the money in the budget. They don't have the money in the budgets, but yet they got money for AR-15s, helicopters,
SWAT vehicles,
SWAT vehicles,
night vision goggles, all burp guns and everything else you can sit down and think about. But yet they don't have money to train somebody, give somebody a good 6 months or 9 months of training in jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga and some of these things that many citizens, regular citizens, guys like myself and who walk around, who are high better trained, who are much better trained than these police officers, and you saying police officers walk around with less training than that? They should have equivalent damn near black belt when they come out of their training programs. They should have that. Damn near the equivalent of that. And you can teach these guys how to do very good self-defense and how to really handle certain kind of situations in a fairly short period of time and intensive training. Okay, where they're there all day long and every day. You can hit these guys with 3-4 hours of this shit every day, and these guys will have this shit down to memory. As soon as somebody pulls their hand out, the next thing you know, they're clocked up. They see the same thing that goes on with the NOI guys. Fruit of Islam. These guys, they train all. I'm Moses Powell, one of my one of my old mentors. Who's out there training these guys left, right, and center. You put your hands on one of these NOI Fruit of Islam guys, they'd have your arm snapped up 7 ways from Sunday. So I mean, if these guys are trained like this, you tell me the professional police officers can't, and they say it's too expensive. This is the kind of shit that they're running on you. I mean, with their unlimited budgets, $5 billion for New York City for their police officers. $5 billion. $5 billion in climate. It's a lot of money. A lot of money for a police department. That's a lot of money. They don't have money.
Big government is already here. It's just a lot of people don't realize it. But big government and authoritative control is already on its way. Facebook already announced that it's already. Yeah, they already announced that they're looking at people's data and information. That's why they get to know your location, all that. They already know who you are. The military and the police officers are getting, even more authoritative, and eventually they're going to still have the police immunity. Black Lives Matter, all that stuff ain't going to change that. The police state is already here. The authoritative state is already here, and a lot of people, including the Black Lives Matter rioters, although they think that they're doing something for good, they're just playing into their hands again. But that's all about. Sorry to be
So we have the trading with the Enemy War Act of 1933 is still in vogue, and we still have the Martial Law Act of 1915, which was never relieved from Abraham Lincoln after his assassination. Is still on the map. So if we still have both of those body of policy powers still within the system of our society, I mean, I think this is why this shit is playing out like it is.
All right, cool, man. So, all right, we got any more last words from anybody else before we get up out of here?
I mean, who wants to start first?
Yeah, you shouldn't be so anti-black people that you just allow people to just get shot in the back for when there's other alternatives.
Yeah, that wasn't the only alternative, but shoot them motherfuckers 7 times.
Yeah, so I think that if we're gonna be about black men doing better. We can't allow people just to shoot us just because they're cowardly and don't want to take an ass whooping. We got to stop that. Period.
That's what it is, man. It's easy fucking policing. Easy fucking policing. And guess what? Shooting a motherfucker in the back 7 times. That wasn't meant for that motherfucker to show up to fucking court, by the way. That was punishment outside of, I mean, you know, it's cruel and unusual punishment. That's what it is. It's unconstitutional. What happened is unconstitutional. You know, the same shit that they want to use a fucking weapon, don't want it to be followed for the other fucking amendments. So this is what I don't get about this shit. But hold on a second. So you got anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Before we get up out of here.
Oh no, man.
I mean,
no stream. No bad stream. I'm done.
All right, cool. All right, man.
What about you?
I want to thank everybody for coming.
10-4.
Yeah. All right. So
all right, then, boys.
I want to thank everybody. All right, man. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We know how the stream started off for a specific thing, but at the end of the day, you have to know what's being said within the space. You have to understand the talking points that you use when you try to dismiss stuff. It all matters. I believe, and I know what I heard on the stream. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna cut it out, and I'm going to post it because apparently we all didn't hear the same shit, which is fine. But we're gonna let the track record speak for itself. Play what it was there, and then we're just going to look at it for what it was, because he came on here and represented it a different way, and he said all the same shit that the game niggas say. So it's like, come on. I mean, it's easy to do these things. It's easy to say that the motherfucker needs to be shot rather than the police need better training and have more actual restraint. We know in different situations they have that restraint. No black person is out here saying a motherfucker needs to be shot. Even Geraldo Rivera don't go around saying Latinos need to be fucking shot. He don't even go around saying that shit. As bad as he is on every fucking thing else, he never fucking does that. So it's like, that's where like a minimum level of this shit needs to be had, because I think all these actual issues need to be studied. Each one needs to be a fucking book. You need to know the training that goes into this. This dude's record. How many times have he pulled his weapon? What was the actual situation? That's right. Because that's what we do in the fucking military. If you pull that fucking gun out and use that motherfucker, we're going through every performance report, every motherfucker you ever been fucking around. Your ass is going up in the fucking lights in a way that you don't fucking want to happen. At the end of the day, if these people are fucking heroes don't fucking shoot people in the fucking back. And have other people within the same fucking country justifying the shit. It's fucking disgusting. They should be put in prison forever for even saying it. I don't want the cop being actually went to jail at all. I just want the motherfuckers who's justifying the shit to go to jail for it. It's like, listen, man, nobody would have a black person on white TV saying that it's okay for a white dude to get shot. Dude, they wouldn't even let your ass on the fucking airwaves to do that. What I'm saying is just that among us, we could be like, dude, the police activity. You see people get shot all the fucking time, all good shots. We're talking about unprofessional behavior here. We're not talking about, in order to have professional shots, you got to have a couple bad shots. Nope. Because guess what? When you throw a fucking pick six in the motherfucking NFL, it's still called a pick fucking six. Nobody gives a fuck about how many points you're up or you're down. It looks bad than the motherfucker, no matter what. And so that's all we're lobbying for, is actual level of equality. It's not communistic or socialistic or any of that shit to want the minimum levels of the laws to be actually followed within the country that everybody is supposed to be under. That's the only thing I'm lobbying for. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for listening and coming through on the Man Tomorrow. You guys have a really nice day. Peace.
All right. 10-4 over now.